Okay, so we are starting our day with our next topic, which is group policy objects, and we're gonna try to cover some areas of that. It's huge feature. It has like 1,600 plus policies here, and you can do any combination. You can try any combination of group policies. So with group policies, you can do what? So with group policies, you can control your network. You can change values and features of any portion of your operating systems, server or client, but definitely it's client or whichever is under the OU sites domains. Three areas where we can put the policies. We're going to go through that, and we're going to try to understand that. So templates, there are templates we can add as well, administrative templates, ADM, ADMX. These policies which we already have, group policies, are for operating systems, but we can add the policies for Adobe Acrobat, for MS Office, for any other application where the vendor has released the .admx template files, which in which we can actually have the choices of making changes in the Adobe Acrobat Reader or any Adobe product. We can make changes. So suppose you just want to change that it should not open in the browser, or it should not connect to the internet, or for supports automatic updates or whatever. So you can change those features if you add those ADMX templates to the, but that's still way ahead of the basics. What does group policy do when you implement that? So we're going to quickly implement one group policy, and we're going to try to know that how it actually does implement. But where do group policy make actual changes? Suppose there are 200 computers, or 2,000 computers, or 20,000 computers. You make, okay, so the group policy is to block Internet Explorer. You go somewhere, click enable. Group policy, as far as group policy is concerned, click enable, attach it to an OU. We're going to do that. So it goes to sysvol folder, and through sysvol folder, it is distributed across the whole domain. Thank you. Across the domain, but when it reaches the computers, where does it make changes? Yeah, registry. In the registry. What is registry? Everything is a database of the operating system. Of the operating system. All of the settings of the operating system. Settings of what? Operating system. Operating system only. Whatever is installed in the operating system, applications, as you said. So it's a database which has information about applications. So there's HKey local machine, branch as well, hives, we can say. So the information about what hardware we have, also information as far as it's concerned, but what we can make changes to the values is of course still the operating system and applications. All goes to that. And it used to be the INI files in the previous. Hey, excellent. So INI file, that's like what you're talking about, Windows 3.1 or 3.1, 3.11 until Windows 95 came. Then the idea of this registry came with Windows 95 because of the complexity of the operating system. Exactly. The more features, INI should not be filled up. Also not structured well that you can search it, and then there are many of them. So they consolidated one place. Okay, so INI files were there before Windows 2000 till NT4, or even before that. Then after that, it was then regulated. Yeah, still it was using the INI files. Even now, Windows is using INI files, but very limited. So we have Wikipedia here. So live Wikipedia. You just name your question, and the history is there. So that's very good. Thank you. And how do we access regedit in any computer, in client or in server, or here? If I go to run here, what do I type here? Oh, it's already there. Sorry, regedit. So let me just put it on microscope. So I've just opened this run in my Windows 10, right? So in your host laptop or desktop, you can just put regedit and press OK, regedit, and that's just something that's not a something new to all of us. So this is the registry areas where, and this is the last resort where we directly come and make changes. If some troubleshooting is going on and you cannot fix the problem any other way, then you go for the Microsoft vendor document, and then Microsoft just says go there, and change that value to this value, and it will work. But otherwise, this is not user friendly. So this we access as a last resort for any troubleshooting. And definitely, what is a user friendly interface? Group policies, which makes changes here, right? So we should go there and make changes. But this is regedit, which is also available there, and that's where it makes changes. So we can go ahead. This is, if you can see the slide, it's just 138 slides here, because I tried to cover the labs for majority of the features here. But today we're just going to try to at least get 5 or 6 features up there and try to understand the group policy. I'll send you the slide, so you can go through all the screenshots are there. That's why it's huge slide, right? Because group policy itself is a huge subject. So we're going to try to deploy. We're going to go through some of the basic features. Then we're going to try to deploy the software through group policy, right? MSI1, of course. So let's just get going and start our operating system as well. But first, the slide. I think we have one DC and 2 member servers ready, because then DFS is also coming. So let's get our machine up and running as well, and then we can go for the experimento. Sorry, again? For, yeah, so we have, do we already have those 390 users? From PowerShell. This is a new environment, right? So definitely during the step-by-step test, we need at least 3 users, minimum. So user 1, user 2, user 3, if you already have it. Otherwise, we're going to create that.
Should be part of the same OU, or we can divide
No, that's so that's coming.
Okay.
So, but if you create 3 users, we can move it, right? Anytime. Because first we need to create one OU, and under that we're going to try some policies. Then we're going to create child OU. Then we're going to try policies, and we're going to talk about that, why this is happening the way it's happening. Okay. Oh, okay. Samosa, because man, samosa. Man, if I start eating that, we can eat samosa, right? Okay. So let's keep going and keep working, right? Today. Stop, keep working. So yes, let's talk a little more about that. The slide is full of words, but just wanted to talk about some basic concepts there. Then we go and check how the group policy really implements. So sysvol, we know the main purpose of sysvol, right? Anyone can tell me one-liner? Sysvol, one-liner. It is
database of group policy and settings.
It's an interview going on. So, Ravinderjeet, can you tell me about sysvol?
It is a central repository for the group policies. So the settings of group policies are like C drive.
Central repository. That's it. Does it do anything else?
And it also keeps the settings like scripts.
Group policies and scripts. It's a central repository. Does it do anything else other than that? No, it's not sitting there. It's doing something, right?
Yeah.
So central repository as well as the distribution point. It's not just repository. It through this group policies and scripts are distributed across the domain. Sysvol folder, you just remove it. You cannot then control your environment, right? So we're going to create. We already have 2 by default. When we install an Active Directory, we have 2 policies already created. Anyone knows which one?
Default domain controller policy, default domain policy.
Exactly. Default domain policy and default domain controller policy. So we're going to come here, local group policies there. We have group policy available for every client locally as well, or any server locally as well. And then we have group policies available across the domain on the domain controller as well, right? Group policy management console is there. We're going to open that now on the domain controller. And then there is group policy management editor. So for when we create a policy within the console, we open that policy in an editor, right? Policies, group policies are for two major categories: users and computers. Exactly. So either users you are handling, or for users you're creating some policies, or for computers you're creating policies. And let's just go ahead a little and see this on our domain controller. So let's go on our domain controller, and let me get back to microscope. So how to open this? Tools, group policy management, this. Sorry, every two there? Every three? Oh, the fragrance.
Glorious smell.
Glorious fragrance. Smell is a, low respect word. Fragrance is a high respect word. Fragrance.
Fragrance is something more.
You are kind of respective for any smell, So it's
Smell is always bad and
bad.
fragrance is always good.
yeah. So this means Kyle cannot stay away. Let's just attack the samosas now. Okay, I'm just kidding. Oh, I was not kidding. Yeah, sir. So 5 minutes for samosas because Tasikul got the job, and we are all happy for the samosas. No, for the job as well as samosas. Punjab.
You started from Punjabi?
Man, that chingam, I need to put that. Oh, you know what? The best idea is to pause when we. So we were not talking about these subjects. We were talking about. Let's go back to our group policy. So what we need to go ahead with is we were talking about how to open it. Where's the editor? Where's the console? So if you go to the domain controller here, so again, you don't. If you're falling behind, let's just go ahead and cover that, right? So here, but do ask me questions. Don't let me just keep going and you're not understanding, right? So this is the group policy management console, right? Group policy management, and we know where to open this. Tools and group policy management, right? So there is that forest and domains and sites that we can expand. So here we have this document icon, right? This document icon is what? The policy, right? So this policy is already there, but we can create this ourselves as well. And this is a policy that has been created by Microsoft during the installation of Active Directory, because we needed some security for when we create a domain. It has to be a secure environment, right? So there's one policy here with the document icon that is showing under the domain name. This means this is implemented across the domain. If we want to know what is inside these policies, there is the long way and there is a short way of knowing that. First, the short way. If we go for settings here, first of all, it's a computer configuration here, policies, Windows settings, security settings here. Then we have mostly account policies and public key policies. If we go, this is across the domain, and on the computer side of the network that the policies are. User side is all empty, right? Even if we expand that and expand this, so minimum password age, so some of the policies had to be there. It's not like we install an Active Directory domain and it's totally open and we start configuring from scratch the whole policy or the security measures. It's already, some of the security measures are there and supposed to be there. And then we go for network access and local policies. So everything that is important for the basic network, plus Kerberos, which of course is running our authentication. So all policies are there. So this is one way to know that okay, this is the these are all the policies for that are installed in or implemented in this group policy. So this is the policy that is implemented. These are settings that are implemented on this policy. Second, by default, policy is created under the domain controllers. Of course, domain controller is supposed to be very secure. Again, if we expand that, there are some policies here as well that are protecting your White House, that is protecting your president's house, or domain controller is from where you're running the whole show. So domain controller has to have some local securities, right? So where are those two policies in the sysvol? So sysvol policies reside there, and then they are distributed from there, right? They're there and distributed. So let's just check first. If I go to any of this policy which is already created, although we're going to create later, when we click that, just click do not show here. It's just saying that, yeah. So default domain policy, if we go to details here, there is that unique ID here, right? GUID. So this unique ID is showing here, and then there's default domain controller policy showing here, right? So yeah, yeah, it should be with even 2003 as well. Why?
I think so. Exchange class will teach you telling something UID was now is the option like.
No, with group policy or any object, this is just an object. Every object has to have a GUID, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, there are two policies here, and we say they are residing in the sysvol to be distributed, right? So, where are those policies? So, if we can remember these numbers, 6AC1 for this policy, and if I go to the other policy under the domain, this is 2B13 in my case. Maybe in your case it's different, but let's just go ahead and try to see in the domain controller where is the sysvol. So if we go to sysvol, so for that we need to go to Windows Explorer. Since this is recording, so I'm going a little fast now, so even if you just shut down your laptops, it's also okay. But if you are understanding, that's the main thing, right? And then repeat those labs, because we need to cover in next 3 classes everything. Exam will be in as an assignment, so we don't waste our whole day time, and we cover more topics, right? So in the C drive, what we're trying to see here, are those two policies really there inside the sysvol folder? Can we actually see them? So Windows, and then once we're inside the C drive and Windows, click anywhere and S. So there is a sysvol folder here, right? So sysvol folder, when we go inside, we can go to domain, we can go to policies, and there are these two policies. And I was looking at those numbers, 2B31, or actually I should have read from that, or 6AC1, right? These are two policies there. When we create a new policy, it's going to have its own GUID showing here, right? So through sysvol, actually we can see that, right? The policies are created and they're there. So let's go ahead and try to implement one basic policy and try to understand where do we go, what do we need to configure, and where do we check actually the whole policy thing, right? So minimize this. So what we need to do first, let me just put down into the steps as well, so at least we get a good idea of what's going on. So the major or kernel steps or general steps. Okay, so major steps here for the group policy are first is create 2 users, right? User 01 and user 02. They're just domain users. They are member of normal users, right? So second thing, okay, this did not come. So seriously. Second thing is that create a new OU and its child OU. So we can just create that OU as accounts OU, accounts, and its child OU as MSI, right? OU, and so this will be, so first the main OU, the parent OU, or I can just say this is accounts OU is the new parent OU called accounts OU, and then the child OU is this as you said MSI OU. That means that child OU is created under the account OU, right? So I'm just going to create that all. You can follow me, or if you're fast, otherwise let's just try to understand, but don't let me go ahead if you don't understand, right? So try to understand here, although there's a video as well, but here you can ask questions, right? So that's why it's crucial that you ask questions if you don't understand those questions. So create a new parent OU and child OU and 2 users there, and later we're gonna make other changes. So I'm just gonna quickly create these 4 things, 4 objects in the Active Directory: user 1, user 2, and accounts OU and its child OU called MSI OU. So let me just quickly create that. Then we're gonna start playing with the group policies there. So we can create here OUs within the group policy management, right? Yes? No? We can create OUs within the group policy management. We can create users and groups as well in the group policy management. Yes or no?
No. We can just.
We can only create OU, but we cannot create groups or users from within the group policy management console. We have to go to ADUC or Active Directory users and computers, right? So well, we can create OU from here, but let's just go to the ADUC and just create the whole thing. So we could just try to play with it. Okay, so right click and new organizational unit here. Yeah, ADUC, Active Directory and computers, organizational unit. So we are just going for accounts OU for some reason. I always go for that. Press OK, and then the child OU of account OU. So I have to just right click the account OU itself, and then from there I can just start creating the child OU. So let's go there, and there is that MSI OU. Alright, so we go ahead now and so 2 OUs created. Let's just create 2 users. You know what? I want 1 user under parent OU. I want a second user under the child OU, right? So if we understand this, so I'm just going ahead with that. Otherwise, I can just create users here and move them into these respective OUs. But instead, in accounts OU, I'm creating directly here user 01. In accounts OU, I'm creating directly here user 01. Let me know if you're not getting something, so we can talk about that. Otherwise, if it's easy and clear, let's keep going. All right, let us go, and we have already did that. So under the parent OU, I have created a user called user 01. Under the accounts MSI OU, which is the child OU, I'm just gonna create the second user called user 02. So till now what we have, oops, no, I don't need the that's this password to be changed next in the next logon. So quickly we go for next, finito. So what we are trying to do now is, so I'm just going to go back to the major steps, and let's go and find out other steps here that we need to follow. And so we have already created this 2 users, and parent OU and account OU, right? One more thing I need to put here is that okay, so now let's create a new GPO or group policy on the parent OU called block desktop. So block desktop policy we're going to create on parent OU, right? And check if it implements on both OUs, both users, right? We already understand that 1 user is in the parent OU, 1 user is in the child OU. We are putting the policy on the parent OU. So the rule is whatever you put on the top, it's going to be inherited towards down. So if you put the policy on the parent OU, If you have 10 child OUs, it will keep going down to all the child OUs, all the users it will implement. If you implement it on a domain, it's going to keep going down to all OUs, right, under the domain, whatever is there. If it's a user policy, it's going to affect users. If it's a computer policy, it's going to affect computers. Okay, so inheritance, right? So let's just go ahead and do this block desktop. Whenever we will be making a modification in the policy, we're going to run a command called GP update /force. So we're gonna keep our command prompt open on the main controller, because up arrow and again, because we're gonna be making lots of changes in the group policy, right? So parent OU created. Let's create a group policy, attach it to parent OU, run the this GP update /force. These are 3 tasks on the domain controller. Now we go check on the member server by logging in from the user 01 and 002 if their desktop is blocked or not. Desktop block is if you right click. If you try to right click, you won't be able to right click. You cannot change any of the background, wallpaper and anything. You want to create a new folder, nothing, right? It's blocked, totally locked. You can say locked desktop, but the policy name is blocked desktop, right? So on the parent OU, for this parent OU, we're going to create a policy first, right? So let's create a new GPO called block desktop. Let us go there.
When we are implementing and starting with a new policy, we should create a new GPO, or we can make the changes to existing one.
So it's not compulsory to create a new GPO if you already have an existing one which is not conflicting somehow with, or it is implemented on some other OU. So it depends on the situation, that if you implement there, it's not going to disturb anyone else, go ahead with that. If it is implemented somewhere else as well, and if it is linked to some other OU, and you're planning to link it to some third OU now, so policy is the same, you change that, it's going to implement those as well. So in that case, create a new policy. If it does not affect anyone in a negative way, go ahead and change an existing one, right? So this is the Active Directory side of configuration. If we go back to that Group Policy Management Console, GPMC, where are those OUs that I created? I don't see those, right? Right click and refresh the Group Policy Management. So keep this Group Policy Management Console open, as well as ADUC. We're going to be making changes there as well, so don't close any of those, right? Refresh, and you should be seeing those. Okay, there's the accounts OU, and there's the MSI OU, right? And I'm inside now Group Policy Management, right? So everyone agree to there? I mean, like there in understanding as well as if you're fast. So the main thing is you understanding, right? That's the main. Just concentrate on that. And you can repeat at home as well. What's going on here now? I cannot see the users here. Can I see the users in Group Policy Management under the OU? No, right? So let's just create a policy. The best practice is to create a policy here, Group Policy Objects, because it's not, yeah.
This is domain-wide.
So domain-wide?
No. This is the central location for all the group policies there.
And it is not connected to anything where it will at once implement. It's not connected to any OU. This is the area where group policies are supposed to be created, because it's not going to implement. There is no users attached to that. There is no computers OU attached to that. There is no site attached to that. There is no domain attached to that, right? This is the area where group policy actually reside and have eat stuff and enjoy. This is a vacation area. Oh, that's great. Okay, so even
Because this is the heart of the group policy, we need to elaborate more on the structure of this.
Exactly. Let's do that.
Yeah, because creating the group policy, you have to follow steps. But you don't know where is it
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be staying on this for 1 hour now, so I'm going top to bottom everything, right? So this is in the plan, but if you want it earlier, we can start earlier. So I was planning that. But anyway, of course, we need to understand everything when we are opening the group policy. So if you, this is, okay, this is forest. So then there are domains. If you have child domains, Okay, question. If you have child domains here, what will happen? I implement a policy on the parent domain. What will happen? There are 10,000 users in the child domain, 5,000 users in the parent domain. You implement a block desktop policy on the parent domain. So that block desktop policy implements on the child domain 10,000 users as well. Yes or no?
No, but the domain is a different entity. It will not. It is maintaining
Child domain, buddy.
Complete administrative tasks.
That is separate. Child domain has a privacy of day-to-day task. The domain partition is separate. Group policy implements on the parent domain only. Yeah, you're saying?
It has
Sorry? Oh, why can't the blood flow to the whole cheetah? Cheetah, right? Cheetah. Right. Wow. That thing, right? Children, sorry. No, child domain is okay. That Microsoft always has this, naming the thing sometimes is confusing, right? So group policy has nothing to do with groups. It's also a fact. I mean, it's not nothing to do. They are used, but it's not like in OU it is attached. I mean, you can implement. So child domain is the name because it is still, the name is still the same, right? So it's a child of the parent. We need to know the structure. But the purpose is totally different. You need privacy there. Create a child domain. You need to keep going with the flow of blood through all the children. Then don't create child domain. Keep going with branches with the same name, one name. So that's how it's Microsoft created it. But yeah, if it names child domain, that doesn't mean that it takes the policy as well, right? Yep.
Yeah, but the policy doesn't apply like.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So that was a question. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it has its own.
Yeah, it has its
domain
own.
partition.
Yeah,
is
it has a separate partition. Partitions don't mix with each other. It's the privacy of day-to-day tasks is, on the domain level, right? So again, this is if there were number of domains, we would have had a little more complicated structure. But we have just one domain, and this is domain. Now we were talking about that this document icon just shows this is a policy, right? We talked about that. And then whatever we created just account show you. Just forget this. This was another lab. Okay, I used your machines. Okay, so this is another OU which we are not concerned about. And then there is a domain controllers OU which is already in the group policy management console, right? So it has this group policy already created by default for basic security. Then we have group policy objects here. That's the area where Microsoft says always create a policy here and then link it to either OU, any OU, or domain, or link it to a site. 3 areas where we can link the policy. And we can link to group as well, right?
No.
Group? No.
No,
It's only for all.
Why?
because Microsoft says so.
So link policy to OU.
We can link policy to domain, OU, site. That's it. Within the site, you can have many domains actually, right? But whichever domain is, so this is again, another discussion starts here. But let's just cap it because we're still going for the basics right now. So group policy best practice, create here and then link it somewhere else, right? Then WMI filters, Windows Management Instrumentation, right? So anyone knows what's WMI when it comes to a computer or a server? Windows Management Instrumentation is, not exactly like registry, but it lets you access all the configurations of any computer. It has its own codes through which it has its own language actually coding that WMI when you are doing WMI filtering, you're actually trying to suppose, okay, the scenario is that any machine that has 64-bit hardware and i7 processor and 8 GB RAM, suppose you have some specific scenario, right? So you write a code here. If you find these computers and it has Windows XP or Windows 7 64-bit, if that's the scenario, the code would connect through WMI, Windows Management Instrumentation, through which it can access the configuration of the machine, hard disk, software, whatever, all the configuration related to application and operating system. So the code will try to find this kind of scenario and implement the policy there according to that particular scenario. But you need to implement a code. There are ready-made codes there online. If you Google that WMI filtering code, then you can just try to implement that. Maybe you can go for free disk space, as if any computer having 1 terabyte drive, i7 processor, or any scenario, you find that, implement this policy there, computer related, right? So WMI filtering, I have that one sample code that I'm going to send you, and then you can just try that yourself, right?
Like this USB device block.
Oh,
No, it's not really. Yeah, it's Microsoft came with this to overcome, the limitations in SNMP.
SNMP as well. So it's a management protocol which just are community those community what?
Yeah, community string.
Strings.
Yeah.
I always forget that as strings. So, but it's still for monitoring, right? So when you're trying to search for that, through WMI we can actually run the code and it can actually search with our scenario everything as well.
WMI
Right?
is much more advanced.
Yeah.
But it requires a higher level of
Understanding as well as the code privileges. Okay. It's like enterprise admin. You already are. If our current privileges, we can do that, right? But definitely.
Yeah, third-party tools. Because they came with this concept of agentless. If you want to manage your
Agent and agentless, yeah.
other settings, on the computers with third-party software, they don't want to push their agents to the PCs to fetch some data and deal.
But that's an option we can have, that we want to go agentless or agent within.
So this WMI substitute the agent, but you need to hire the village like enterprise admin to log in, using this WMI.
Okay, that's
And enable it.
great input. So we get the basic point here. I'm going to send you that code, or you can Google it even now. The thing is that through this, you are smartly accessing your network with a specific criteria, right? So starter GPOs. Then there are starter GPO here. We have a lab for that actually, but the purpose is, if you want to implement some company compliant policies to every newly created GPO, you want to add some fixed policies. Hey, whenever you create a new GPO, add these set of 5 or 10 or 6 or 4 policies there always, then you implement whatever you wanted to implement. So starter GPOs for that. We're going to do the lab for that too. Then there are sites here. Of course, if you just right click here and go to activate site services or show sites here, then whatever, if we have more than one site, we can just click that. If we press OK, it's the only site we have. When we expand that, then we can link group policies here, and whatever is under the site, if it is implementable, it's going to implement that, right? Either it's of course users or computers, but that's on high level, that's on a physical level, right? So you don't want to stick to just one domain that is actually expanded to many branches. Instead, you want to stick to the physical campus. Your scope is just that physical campus, right? So you would just go for site and implement whatever is just under this umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah, this in previous versions of the Windows Server, like 2012, 2008, up to this group policy was having some limitations, like applying this kind of granularity.
Granular. So all this was the same. Maybe you're talking about 2003 or 2000, but 2008 was also good. Yeah, same thing. I don't see other than they have added so many more policies now. Some say that it's 2000 plus, but we're sure that 1600 plus is there, and I never Googled it because of I'm lazy. Oh, anyway, so yes, there were some inheritance level. I never faced it, so I don't know.
Can you implement a policy on the user limit?
The user level. So you can implement a policy on what you can attach, and under that whatever is available. If there are users under the OU, they are going to implement on all those users, but we cannot attach a policy to a user. No. So attach OU, sites, or domain, whatever is under that. Oh, you're talking about precedence. The policy, what takes precedence over the other. If there is, so what is the precedence level for that? Actually, this is still, we haven't done the basic policy yet. So we're going to come to it is in the slide. Precedence level comes from sites. Is it sites? Then domain, then OU, and then child OU. Then there, no, domain, sites, domain, OU, but there's a local group policy as well that has precedence overall if it is implemented, and there's a conflict actually. But we're going to talk about that in detail. There's a slide coming for precedence only. That's also a very good point. Let's just introduce that first. So group policy modeling is, if the group policy is looking cute, you can, okay, just kidding. So anyway, modeling is all about simulate to simulate anything. So you're implementing a policy, you're planning to implement a policy on your accounts department. There may be 10,000, so 10,000 computers. It's 3 samosas, right? Okay, so 10,000 computers there, and you want to simulate implementing a policy or an actual thing, but you don't want it to be implemented at the end, right? So you're connecting some policies there. In the end, you see, oh, that's how it will implement on the computer. That's how it looks like, that it's attached to this OU. And I think that this policy should be removed. So we're going to do that actually, but this is a brief introduction, right? So we'll do that. So group policy results, RSOP. So group policy results is that what is the result of, so normally when we are troubleshooting and there is some problem that's not going away, so we want to talk about, hey, is this related to, or let's rule out that this problem, whatever problem is there, is coming from group policy. So we run that command RSOP or GP result/R on any of those machines just to check if the problem, whatever problem is there, is coming because of group policy. Again, this is we can see the results of group policies where this group policy is specifically being implemented, but we're going to do that, right? And last one would be to deploy software, which is mucho importante, that we need to deploy software through group policy, and what are the limitations there. So now we go for implementing the basic policy, yes, right? So definitely then we go for all the other concepts, right? So and there also we're going to be playing with some of the features of group policy from basic, and then we're going to keep going ahead and implementing some more features and try the results as well. So first result is, actually group policy is that we're going to create a group policy for accounts OU. We can create right click here, we can directly create here as well, but still its copy will be created here. But Microsoft says best practice is go there, group policy objects, right click, and create a new policy here, where you don't have the danger that it at once implements and maybe you were not expecting some of the results that it's saying. So if it's just staying there, you can still have a chance to, okay, who do I link to? Oh, I was not supposed to link to this one. Okay, so you can still think about it. Otherwise, when you implement and it's a good network, it's gonna just take effect right away then and there. Yeah.
In the production environment, you have to have like a test OU.
Test OU is always there, which is not connected to anywhere. But this is best practice because it's not connected to anything.
Yeah.
So this is that resting area where policy is still there but doing nothing, right? So first we create a policy here by right clicking to group policy objects here, and then we go for block desktop, right? For now, there's no starter GPU because we did not configure it, so we're going to configure it later. So press OK, block desktop. Okay, there it is. It's still created there and it is useless for now. So let's just make it useful. Right click this policy. Even if we create some edit some policies, still it's as long as we do not connect it to or link it to any of the OU, it's still useless, right? But we are being careful here, and that's what Microsoft says as a best practice. So where's the coffee? Okay, anyway, edit sambusa. I should have sambusa if I have. It's not the cure of everything.
Not water, sambusa.
So that's actually a good one. The way I love samosa, right? So there are there is that computer configuration and user configuration. So I would just go for the easiest one just to show how it implements and what areas we need to touch just to see it getting implemented. So user configuration, policies. There are many folders here. We're going to be touching those folders. Yeah. Oh, okay. Any question? So there is that administrative templates here, and then there is that desktop. I just want to first show that that's how it implements. Then we're going to be talking about all these folders. In any editor, these are the folders we always see. The computer configuration, when we want to edit a policy and to enable some restriction or privilege or anything. So these are the two major categories in an editor. Either you implement policy on computer or user. Right now we are implementing policy on the user, and we have two users already in place with two OUs. So if I go to administrative, so first I expand the policies, then I expand the administrative template, then we go for desktop. And on the right side, as you can see, as you expand any of the folders, so many policies will keep on coming, and you can apply any combination of those policies, right? So many policies are there, right? I never heard in.
More on the difference between user
Excuse me.
two major policies, computer configuration and user configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What is the difference between the user configuration and computer configuration? So first of all, any user-related environment, when you log in from the user account, whatever environment is loaded, so there's a profile that gets loaded, right? And it gets cached as well. There, what are the few folders you can name? Documents, desktop, downloads, favorites. There's long list of folders. I think there are more than 9 or 10 folders there. Yeah.
No, while you are talking about this, I want to know that the policy, most of the desktop here, once I enter with my username and add all what I need to do, work and do, once I shut down, if I come back the next day, all those things are gone.
All which things are gone?
You just load me afresh with all the
Oh, so
how can we do that?
oh, that's called mandatory. There's a roaming profile and there's a mandatory profile. When you go for mandatory profile, whatever suppose you logged in, you made a lot of changes. When you log off, and then you log in again or shut down, because it's a profile related, user related. Even if you log off, you lost everything, unless you save that to somewhere else, or if you have changed the wallpaper behind. So administrators normally say that if you're in an environment where they have implemented mandatory profiles, so you won't be saving anything unless the Z drive, the home folder is there. Save it there. Any environment-related changes, anything you create on the desktop will all be gone. So that's mandatory profile, how to implement mandatory profile and roaming profile. It's not part of the group policy, but I can send you the steps for that. It's very easy. So right for 2 minutes, I'm going to forget that. So can you email me as well, right? So, I recorded that. Okay. So what we're doing here is desktop, and then going for hide and disable all items on the desktop, right? So it's pretty clear here. It's enabled. Let's just click enable and apply. But as okay, and then we go for whenever we make a modification, GPO and force to see the results right away then and there, right? So
But we have not attached it.
exactly. Okay, whenever there's a mistake, I'm gonna blame it on samosas. But thank you for bringing it. It's not their fault. They are innocent samosas. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try to attach it. First, editor. When we make a change here, if we just close the editor, does the change go away?
No.
Do we have a save as button there?
No.
We just close it, right? So just close this. Make sure it is enabled. Hide and disable all items on the desktop. Close, and then this we can just right click and refresh for a couple of million times. And then we go down and open the command prompt, which should stay open because we're gonna keep on doing GPO force. In fact, I'll just go for simple command prompt here. So GP update /force. Okay, enter. So when we do this, okay, on the client side. On the client side, exactly the group policy implements when if it's a user-led policy. then you log off and log in, and the policy is implemented. Sometimes, if the client has millions of URLs, pages open in the Internet Explorer, the client says, "No, I'm not going to log off. So sorry, I can't. I'm director, and I'm just I don't care what you say." Anyway, so the thing is, you can just go to the client machine and go and type this command as well there. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. So at that time, yes sir, you're the boss, and it was important, so bye, see you. And after 5 minutes, the machine crashes. Yes. Anyway, so you can just send some wires there. Okay, minimize that. Don't do these things. I was just kidding. And yeah, today the crowd is quite serious. Okay, let's go ahead.
But you haven't attached it.
Yes, so GPO update force was just there to show how it works. No, actually I forgot again. Yeah. So let's attach that policy.
That's what I'm telling you of.
No, I think I got off track for some other reason.
No, you ran the GP update, but you
Yeah.
not attached.
No, actually, I again. Okay, no. Innocent samosas. Don't print that. So let's link it to. I want you to point that out to me. No, I'm just kidding. I forgot. So there is this group policy objects, and let's just go ahead and link it. How do we link it? We go to account SOU, right click there, and we see the link and existing GPO, right? Oh, GPO. Okay. So when we link, so please do not go for these two default domain control policies and default domain policy, but just go for this block desktop. It is configured internally. Press OK, and that's it. Now, what I was just fond of running this command, and I love to run it, and I can just keep on doing that forever. So I just ran it 2 times without linking that. Okay, once it is linked, now we can check our the other server. Is it even if it's a server or it's a client machine? If best scenario is the client machine should be there, but we can just check everything on the server as well, right? So here on server 2, in fact on server 1, I'm just quickly going to check if the third policy has been created inside the sysvol. That's the last time we're going to check that. In fact, that folder is still open there, here, and there's the third policy now, right? So in sysvol, you will find a lot of policies. The true and false question from here arises. It's good to always implement a lot of policies for any environment. It's better to have more policies than less policies for the users or computers. True or false?
False.
Why?
Because it's confusing with the.
No.
It takes a long time when they log in.
Longer
The
time.
machine is from-
So what takes a long? So user is logging in. First policy. If it is your policy, first, second, third. Hey, wait, user, I'm implementing the policies. Come on. You can just go and have a coffee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you logged in because the policies are implementing if there are a lot of policies. So
same thing when we are logging here on Humber domain, it is taking a long time for us to on the login to the
sue
Humber.
them.
No, not sue them. I'm just figuring out like.
No, it could be anything. So it's not only this is a factor. There could be bad network. There could be just bottleneck in the network.
Roaming profile, so that's what it takes.
Is it roaming profile? Are you able to save everything on the desktop and everything? And it is when you log into some other computer, it's still there. All the settings on the desktop as well.
Yeah, it is there.
Oh, then it takes long time. Exactly. Roaming profile are always slow. Mandatories are like because they don't have to load your previous data, and not that previous data does not have to be loaded from a remote server as well. So whatever is the connectivity there from your remote server as well as whatever you have saved. Some students, when I was a student in a university, students used to just save everything in the documents folder in that profile, and it was Windows 2003 environment. So that was horrible. So all the students, we kept on telling them use the Z drive. No, so they would have 50, 100 MB profiles, 200 MB up to huge profiles that would just not load at all then in public computers. So we had to just change all the policies drastically. So and educate them basically. So here it is. Yes, but this is another factor. If you have more policies, it's going to take longer time, right? But there are many other factors to that. Okay, so let's just go ahead. By this time, when I was talking that it must have implemented. But anyway, it is on user 01. So I'm just going to log out from whichever user I'm logged in. It's my domain admin, so sign out from here. And see, tick. It's user 01. No, I'm just testing now. I forgot. It's samosas, man. So it's this is happening so much now that even samosas are getting fed of my claims. Okay, so am I able to right click? Yeah.
Why did you do the GPO update /force on DC? Because that GPO is not affecting DC.
That GPO is not, no, we can do it on just to implement it, just to push it, just to speed it up. That's it. But
link
on the
it-
end side,
link
it's
to
log of
accounting.
login. Yeah.
So it doesn't apply on government.
Yeah. The
Is there
popular
a reason for doing that?
the popular idea is, the popular concept is, it just pushes it, right? So GPM dashboard. Okay, let's not do that in next policy. If it doesn't reach there, then ultimately, even in Microsoft troubleshootings, they say that, okay, if it's not reaching somehow the workstation, try to implement it on try to run this on the, so it implements any group policy. It refreshes that group policy. Any group policy that is /force, GPO update, it refreshes all of those group policies. So it's like a full refresh of everything.
Because we are implementing domain GPO, domain, but it's not looking for
Okay, so right click, I can't. So it's implemented. User 1 is parent under the parent OU. So I'm just going to log out from user 1. This means that parent OU has this. Let's just check the inheritance. The child OU should have this policy as well, right? So user 2, when I implement login, it should not. It should also have a block desktop, which means I cannot. That. What am I doing here? So yeah.
So you move user 1 and user 2 under which OU?
So user 1 is on the parent OU, which is accounts OU. User 2 is under the child OU, which is MSI OU, right? So
Again, the step of linking that to this
I can't believe you're asking that. I'm just kidding. So, oh, okay. So let's go for this. So how do we link that? We just go to the exact OU, right click. So we go to the target where we want to link, and we right click there and link an existing, right? So when we click that, we just choose the policy we want, right? So okay, let's just go back and check the inheritance. Again, if you're not getting that, there's no purpose of having this class. So don't let me just go away. If you have some, just ask the question, right? Questions are still open. What do you mean still? Okay, anyway, are always open and welcome. But if there's too much quietness, then I think that you're yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Means we all are understanding that.
It means also that we are all understanding it's too easy. Okay, so sitting.
So you want us to start now?
No.
Question?
So what's happening now is user 2. We're just checking inheritance, right? So this is a user 2 under the child OU, and then we're going to do something else, which is another feature of group policy. So of course, if you don't see the recycle bin here, it's already a block desktop, but right click is the main. So it's not inherited. Policy has been inherited from parent to OU, parent OU to child OU. Now again, one more thing. If we go back now, so now let's start playing with it. If we go back now, so there's that parent OU and child OU, and we just check that the policy implements or inherits fine. So then there's a rebellion, and the users of MSI OU say that we're not gonna take any more inheritance. We're not gonna take any policies from you, parent OU, accounts OU. So anyway, so what happens is that right click on the child OU, right? And we go for block inheritance, right? So now let's just check both. So I'm gonna quickly sign out, sign in, sign out, sign in, and one of them should still be able to, having that block desktop, and one of them should not be. Which one have the desktop open?
User 1.
User 2.
User 1.
User
User two.
No, user 2 has
Two.
open. Yeah, user 2 has open.
It means working desktop.
No, at the end, I changed the sentence in a way that at the end I said it should be open for them, right? So, okay, let's just, so we have made a modification. Let's go for command prompt and let's search the command prompt first. So refresh everything so we could see the result just now, right now. If we don't do that, then what happens is that sometimes the policy doesn't reach there and we're waiting. Even sign out, sign out, sign in, sign out.
Without update.
Yeah.
Even for me, I didn't ran that favorite command.
You want.
Favorite. No, I love that. Without that, without samosas and this command.
It has saved the.
It's- No, even if let's not run from now on. Okay. So our environment is new. If you have a big environment there, sometimes, I'm not saying every time, and production I never had to run on the domain controller, the force switch, always on the client's side because I don't want to run. Maybe some administrator somewhere else has connected and made some changes which maybe that person is about to take back and I just, so there could be any scenario that I don't want to force anything in a production environment, right? There could be any crazy scenarios. So they always come to who put that command. I was just trying to test and somebody ran that command. It happened. So anyway, so server 2 now, which user will have and which user will not have the block desktop? It's actually more English grammar than it's technical. So so user 2 should be able to create folders on the desktop. User 1 should not be able to.
You can use all control inserts.
Oh yeah, insert as well. So user 1 first time going, and it should have the block desktop policy, and it should not be able to restart. Right click. Okay, right click.
Yes.
User 1, it's parent OU, right? The inheritance has been blocked from the child OU. So let's just what Amir says. So all control insert and san out, and again all control insert and san in. Now this means user 2, and I should be able to create folders, right? Because I just blocked the inheritance. Rat click, I can, and recycle bin is there, yay. Anyway, so if we, so this is block inheritance, right? So let's just go for my favorite command. No, okay. So here, then the higher authorities get to know that it's a full story. I always do that. Anyway, higher authorities know that, oh, somebody blocked inheritance at this child OU in the New York branch, and this is the 15th child OU there. They started blocking that, the junior admin. No, just avoid all the, even if it's block inheritance, the parent policy will implement. And so the war starts between the junior admins and the senior admins, and you right click this policy and you enforce. So I heard from some of the students that the policy was not implementing on one of the machines. So they said, sir, I put enforce there and the policy is still not implementing there. That was a separate scenario where policy was not reaching there. So sign out, sign in, or restart. Enforce has nothing to do with the policy not reaching that. Enforce is here to avoid, just to enforce its policy for whatever blockage is there or whatever it's not implementing because of some misconfiguration or actual configuration if it's not implemented. Enforce will just avoid all that, or it will be, so it will be just ineffective. It will make anything configured as a conflict ineffective. It will not be effective anymore if it's conflicting with the enforced policy, right? So right click and enforced. Now it should be again what? Now we're not gonna so because now you're relating that command to me, and okay, yeah.
Actually, it is just clearing that attribute. It is not like.
It's making that attribute ineffective. The attribute is still there.
Huh?
That attribute is still there. It's not cleared. Like clearing means deleting. You're meaning that.
I mean deleting.
So it is still there. If we remove the enforce, it will again block inheritance. It will block that inheritance. Yeah.
One question here. So right now we did it for our existing policy. Let's say in future if we are creating any new policy on the parent
It will be
GPO.
blocked.
So it will be blocked unless we enforce that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
It is like
Yeah, it's like, hey, I mean, either follow our written or we're going to implement our writ, right? Okay, so if it is blocked, I can change this. If it is block inheritance, if it is enforced, sorry, what is wrong with me today? So if it is this enforced, the icon is this, and blocked icon is this. But let's just check it. So
Just GP update on this.
I want to test that, right?
On this
So
computer.
on this computer, it's still, oh, I cannot, it's blocked right now. No, it is, so let's just check that if we don't even log off login and we just go for GPU restart force on the client machine, it should work in many cases, but if the user knows that and if you have not blocked the run itself. Normally in university, we blocked this as well. We blocked CMD separately as well. And still they were able to run some hacking scripts. Okay, so here CMD. So what's going on here? This is the user 2. Yeah, this is user 2. So now the parent policy is enforced. So after running the, although what we're supposed to do, sign out, sign in, and it will implement, right? But let's just check first GPU restart force, does it implement or not right away then and there.
User information will run the GPO? It will work.
Well, it's Microsoft, man. Well, sometimes when I used to be like, hey, see this? It's gonna work. And then it's like, though, so I'm just like, let's see what happens. Maybe I'm sure 100% it's gonna work. I just, fingers crossed. So anyway, where's the recycle bin? It's still there. So this means, yes, it will be there, but anything extra. So suppose I had created 10 folders here now when the policy was block desktop was not implemented. If I created 10 folders here and then I implement this policy, 10 folders will be there, anything new will not be implemented, right?
Yeah, there is one policy, hide the recycle bin. Use
There is actually one that policy as well. But right now, if it is there now and we re-implement again, now it's not going to go away, right? As you said, exactly. So it implements. I cannot right click here anymore. The policy is effective. The enforce policy is actually enforced.
If we are implementing this command before signing out, it is disabling the desktop but not hiding the item.
Not
if you
hiding
sign
it.
out and sign in again, recycle will be.
Hey, good testing.
One thing implemented,
Perfect.
another thing not.
So this means it cannot be relied upon while the session is on. It's not reliable just to run the policy. You want to make sure that the policy really implemented. Go with the that recommended path of sign out, sign in. That implements the whole thing, right?
In case of computer configuration, it requires restart.
It then user policy, as he was also saying and you were saying, sign out, sign in, computer policy, startup and shut down,
Your
right?
right click is working?
Huh?
Right click.
No?
Yeah.
you
So,
want
but
to clear again the enforce, then
sorry.
again you want to clear the enforce.
Okay, let's check that too, and then check here.
It is already checked, so we need
No, when you uncheck, just go right click and uncheck that, right? So if you want to clear enforce and check that if the block inheritance is again enabled, right? That's what you want to check. So if we go back here and just check here back and forth, this will be, the sign is still there and refresh. Now I would really want to make sure that it is implemented. So refresh here, it's still there, but command, just refresh the whole thing, and when we come here, so right now what we did, we unchecked enforce. So this means the block inheritance is again enabled. This means that user 2 will not get the inherited block desktop, and user 2 will be able to right click again. So here as well, let's be lazy about it a little. Let's not sign off, sign in, but it's better, to do that if you want to really see the whole policy implemented, or if you want to make sure peace of mind especially. So now I can at once, as soon as I ran that command, it's again implemented. So this is enforce, this is block inheritance. Let's go ahead quickly with some other features here, which is minimize here. So we have group policy objects. So one more question here is that if I delete this policy from here, from the parent OU, if I go there, right click the parent OU and right click the policy here, if I delete from here, will it be deleted from the group policy objects as well permanently? Is it going to be permanently deleted? Because you can see that it is linked here while it was created here, right? So if I delete from here, is it going to be deleted from everywhere? It will remain in the group policy. Delete. Okay, if I do delete that, it's gone from there, but it remains there. If I delete from here, but it is linked here, then what happens?
It will go.
Because the source or the base is there. So let's not delete anything from here, but if we delete from here, or that is same as unlink, right? Or unchecking the link.
This is a container. It contains the actual script. That is a link one.
That is just a link one, exactly.
And you see the arrow there. So
That's the perfect wording. I'm just going to uncheck this block inheritance because we're going to use further these containers or OUs. So let's just go ahead and try to, I'm going to send you that WI filter here as well. And this, I would recommend that try this at your own risk. No, at your own, at home, not risk. Take the risk, right? Now, this is the environment to take risks, right? So starter GPO, let's just go quickly there. Double click here. What's the purpose of starter GPO again? Company compliant policies. If the company wants that some of the policies have to be implemented whenever you create a new GPO. So when you let's just create that. So the main purpose again, those policies must be copied to every newly created GPO as a company standard for policies, right? So if that's the case, let's just double click this standard GPO. Let's go for create starter GPO. There are some sample policies here, but let's try to learn it better by creating our own new policy. So if we click the starter GPO and come here, anywhere here, and click new, right? So now the company standard policies, and if it has okay, so in production environment I would just give it more details, right? So
But by default, it's not showing, for me, it's not showing any starter GPU there.
no, by default it's empty. No, double click that again, that button. Yeah.
Okay, when it's saying create starter GPU.
Yeah, so click that. So okay, let's put some policies there as a company standard, and these policies will always be copied to any newly created GPO from now on. That's the purpose of starter GPO, right? So let's just test that. So double click that and or right click and edit. We're just going to go to the editor of this newly created GPO for the starter inside the starter GPO. So right click that company standard policy and edit. Let's just randomly go to some policies. Yep.
can you call it like MSI cohort 8, because company policy is very generic, and maybe after like few months if you think that it's there in the beginning, you will be looking and it's not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
because this is a
Try
generic
to
thing, so
give another name. Is company standard policy?
It's
something
too
like
too standard, but it really is near to the concept of the starter GPO. Because of that, I put the name. That concept should be very clear from the name. That's what its purpose is, right?
Just add my hyphen MSI.
company.
Yeah, sure.
Humble company, yeah.
So what was the suggestion?
Want to
MSI.
use like more descriptive name.
Just-
More
Okay,
significant.
company standard policy cohort 8, Canada, Brampton.
No, MSI, Humber, North Campus.
Okay, so remove that and MSI,
Just what we said.
Massachusetts and Mississauga. Man, don't give me those spellings. I have nightmares of those. Okay, MSI cohort 8 and samosas. That day I'm having samosas. Come on, we cannot leave you. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'll always remember you. Come on. Okay. Anyway, so
But for us, this is all.
GPO.
Yeah, that's the one. Right click edit on
So right click and edit. Let's get back to planet Earth now and edit. So now let's just go randomly for some policies. What we want to see here, whatever the company suggested after you had some meetings and finalized and approvals were there, you decide that some of the policies have to be implemented at every GPO. So we can go for some easy ones here, like desktop, whichever doesn't make us put some more values there or doesn't waste our time. So there are some. I'm still again there administrative desktop, but you can just enable anyone, or you can follow me. So hide Internet Explorer icon on desktop. Okay, double click that. There was no icon on. Okay, that's definitely for XP. Or we can just put those icons there if someone just decide that. Remove computer icon on the desktop. There was hide network locations on the desktop. So some of the policies are enabled. So we're not going to check that they are implemented. We're just seeing that starter GPO works or not, right? So some of the random policies I'm enabling, nothing specific here. We just need to see the purpose. So there are 3 policies that are already implemented regarding the desktop, right? So this is it. Close this. Just 3 random policies. Any other policies?
What are the other two?
Sorry?
What are the other two apart from this?
Other 2 apart from the desktop, just the below 3 also select. It's random. It's not specific. Just any of those enable them, because we want a proof that when we connect a starter GPO to any newly created GPO, these 3 policies should be copied automatically, right? These 3 copies should be copied automatically. So let's try this now. So we have 3 policies. Can we see those 3 policies? If I just click here, and of course we can go to the settings. And if we go to user configuration, we just want to check where did we implement that, right? So it just gives us exactly these random policies I implemented, but it's never random. This is a company standard, so always it goes up implemented after approvals, right? And discussions. Okay, let's create a new policy here. So where do we go? Group policy objects. Right click any new policy. Suppose management department requested a new policy for their users. So let's just go new. I'm just creating any new policy. We're not gonna implement and check. Just checking the starter GPO concept there. So management DEPT. But this time we just created management DEPT. This means we did not had a chance to actually configure something for the management department, the policies. But we just click the starter GPO here, and we go for our cohort 8 samosas. That's the cohort 8 standard, company standard. Come on. Samosas are our trademark. Yeah, it's should be trademark, This means what now? Management department itself is an empty policy right now. So because we did not configure anything yet, we are just in the process of creating it. But already there should be 3 policies inside configured. Because of connecting this starter GPO there, those 3 policies should be automatically copied without even opening the editor for the management department policy itself. We connected this starter GPO, 3 policies should be inside. We just need to have a proof that they are inside or not. Like a template, exactly. So this is like a template that you just implemented those policies like a template. Press OK here. That management department policy is created, but we did not go inside to create any policies regarding the management department. But if you want to check those 3 policies are copied from the starter GPO, we can go to settings here. And those policies have been copied from the starter GPO to the management department. And we did not even go inside the management. It's still new. So this means starter GPO is a standard that you can implement if the company says so, as a company compliance policies. So this is starter GPO. Any questions about starter GPO?
No.
Okay. So silence is gold means everyone's understanding.
Yep.
And samosas are also understanding. Yes. Okay, thank you for the response, samosas. Yeah, I even talked to samosas. Oh, anyway, let's just go for let's go for these modeling and group policy results are easy. go for the, let's quickly cover that deploying the software over the with the GPO. So deploying software, yeah.
One more time, what is group policy modeling?
Oh, let's do that. So group policy modeling, it's as you have to be cute first. The policy has to be cute. So then only you can,
Is there a way we can create a user and add it to management department and save it?
So it's going to simulate the implementation of a policy without implementing anything on the real things. You have real OUs there, account OUs. Suppose there are real users there, those are actual users there, and you implement a real policy. It seems like you're implementing real policy there, but in the end, it's just a simulation of how this is how I will do that. Sometimes you tell your bosses, okay, they want to know, hey, what's the process of implementing? So simulate the whole thing here and apply as well at the end, and it shows that the policies are there, but nothing got implemented because this was a simulation. Nothing in reality got implemented, although you chose the real things there, the actual OUs which have actual users there. So let's do that and understand that. Packet tracer. What about GNS? Is GNS a emulate?
It actually uses the computer resources.
Okay,
So
packet,
is
yeah.
similar than that.
Oh, that's in reality, no. The modeling, group policy modeling, has nothing to do with implementing anything. Starter GPO, that affects that. Exactly. What policies we have copied there, they have implemented it as soon as you connect it to OU, as soon as you connect it to domain, or anywhere.
So any user has to put in the management.
Yeah. That will affect there, definitely. That's just company standard. They want it to happen for any newly created GPO. Implement this, then think about whatever you want it to. Okay, so let's go for the modeling. Group policy modeling wizard. Click this. Next. Now it is whichever domain you select. We have just one. There are no prizes here. Oh, Honda Civic. Hey, who's that guy? Who implemented this silence? Where's that guy? But it's for the good of everyone. It really benefited us, right? It didn't?
He just made his point.
But I'm again repeating, please ask questions if you have, right? Okay, so burger. So the translation is somebody ate 10 burgers swere. No, morning, right? Okay, next. So what's the modeling anyway? And next. So first we selected which domain. We just have one domain, right?
Okay. You didn't choose any available equipment.
Domain controller because we just have one. In case we had more, yes, I would have chosen more. Just to show, because I am confident that whatever I choose here, it's just a simulation. It's never going to implement actual. So without any, danger of implementing, I'm just, we can just go ahead. So site is this, server is this, domain controller is this. Next, whichever container from user or whichever container from computer you want to implement. User computer selection, you can view simulated policy settings for a selected user, or a container with user information and computer, or a container with computer information. Either you can just add a user or the OU with lots of users, or add a computer directly, or a lot of OU with a lot of computers, right? So we can just go for, suppose we can select from computer information, browse, and go for computers container.
We don't have any policy for computer. We have, we're going to check the policy
which we created already, exactly.
Yeah, so that is for user.
So definitely this is a good point here. So let's just go for user information and then go for that manage accounts OU where we implemented some policy, right? Okay, press OK here. and either we can do this and we can do that as well, right? So we did not implement anything, but we can have domain controllers where by default the policies are implemented, right? Simulation, we know that nothing will happen, right? Because it's simulation. So the point is this, for computer and user, then go next here, and then there's loopback processing, advanced simulation options. You can select additional options for your simulation. Simulate policy implementation for the following: slow network, loopback processing, or on or the site as well, right? So how do you implement on a slow network? Actually, when we say how, it's in the end, it is still showing you policies connected to the container in the end, right? It's not going to show you some monitoring results of, okay, last 1 month of results is this, our policies on the slow network were implemented and not implemented because of the bottleneck. It's in the end, it's not real-time data or historical data for that, right? So site name and then loopback processing. What is loopback processing? What in a group policy, what do we call loopback processing? What is loopback processing anyway? Implement it on yourself. Implement on the local location, on the local computer, on this container only, on this domain controller only, right? So either you just whatever you added there, or you want to implement, or you want to say that across the site, or just your local location, whatever you chose before, your site, and how did the policy actually accessed or reached that area, right? So we're not using this or that, but let's just add a lot of traffic here.
But you have to select that site, that is for sure you need to, or you can just
We don't need to select anything, or we can select all. It depends on what's your presentation with your, why are you doing that and which areas you want to see it implemented. Up to us. Nothing is compulsory here. But what's the purpose of this? Just to check whichever components you add, how does it look like with those components? And they are real components, right? But it's a simulation. User security groups, you can simulate changes to the selected user security group. Simulate, they are still using the word simulate, which is helping. So authenticated users, all Active Directory users, or everyone, we can just choose this, authenticate, or we can just add any security group as well, right? In the end, you will say, that's it. But anyway, the purpose is simulation, right? So whatever is selected there, just go with that. So this is the computer one, authenticated users in the computer. Or whichever, authenticated just means whichever are joined to the domain. Users part of the domain, computers part of the domain, right? Or we can add any computers folder or OU, which is separately available, right? Computer security groups. Next, whatever filters you have created to search and implement any type of policy. If you had implemented anything, WMI, that's where it's going to show. We did not implement anything. I would suggest that if you Google it, WMI filter code, 1 or 2 codes, just try it, put it filter, try to search and implement the policy. It's a little time consuming and there will be errors. In fact, lots. Next, WMI filters for users, WMI filters for computers for any specific criteria. Okay, that's it. Whatever we selected, what happens now? So this is the modeling, and what it says here. During last computer policy refresh, a slow link was detected. The following GPOs have special alerts. Whatever already is implemented is showing there on the real things, but nothing. It's showing whatever is in the environment on the real things, but it's still a simulation. Whatever you do here, whatever extra components you selected, nothing is in effect implementing. It's just a map, a demo, a simulation only of real things. So where are those real things anyway? If you go to details here, so computer details, general computers, component status here, plus all the policies that are already available here are showing here, right? And whatever is not available here is is also we can see. So this is how an actual group policy looks like if you see an actual environment. But here you can see from a bird's eye view, hey, this Windows settings, security settings, I can see now and I've implemented these components, added these components. So I think we can change here, we can change this, we can add that. So from a bird's eye view, you can actually suggest something. You can say that, okay, this policy with this policy, I wanted to say that, sir, that they are in a conflict, and because why is it a conflict? So on a map, you always plan better, right? So this is the final map of what components you add, and then you make a plan in a simulation, right? Lots of words there. Group policy results, since we're there, so group policy results wizard, let's just start that wizard as well. And then after that, I really need water. Oh, okay, did I say that? Okay, so next. So what is the result? You can view policy settings for this computer or for another computer. You're still seeing the result of a specific implementation of group policy on a specific computer, right? Pretty clear. We have another one, right? So server 2 in my case, and we implemented what? Block desktop, that's it, right? Server 2, I hope that's the exact name there. It's not gonna. Server 2, okay. So what is the policy being implemented on server 2? Next, what is there a specific user? So I think we are logged in from user 2. Yeah, I was still logged in from user 2. Next, and summary of the selections. Yes, this is what I selected, and finito. And this is what is supposed to be. Fast link was detected here. Okay, what's the warning here? It's a fast link, right? So anyway, inheritance is blocking all non-enforced. So that's exactly what we did. Inheritance, actually, this is wrong. Seriously, I removed that. So where are you getting this report from? Anyway, if we go to details, does it really check? What am I looking here? Seriously, that's a previous window. This one, right? Oh yeah, this is still that. And we implemented that on computer. User details are here. Upright. Yeah, this is those 3 policies as well, which we did not connect. No, we did not connect it on that computer. I'm just thinking loudly right now. Okay. So this is what's supposed to tell me server 02 has these policies, right? Do they have it? Block desktop was there. Local group policy is already there. So block desktop is there, which is correct. So we can just on the server side, oh, that computer is giving problems. Let me check from here what policies are there. So you don't have to go there. You don't have to send desktop guys, or you can just remotely add that computer name and check here. Oh, this policy is maybe that's the cause of whatever problem is going on, and you can just remove that policy for a moment just to rule out that possibility. Okay, that was a long sentence. Okay, all good. All right. Yeah. Yeah, after at once you I will stop talking, so then you will see I'm just down there. Okay, thank you for this. Let's just have my water break and nobody moves, please.
No.
And now we're installing the most important lab. Okay, anyway, so let's just go ahead and install the most important lab. Oh, okay, I said that. So deploying applications over the GPO, this task comes a lot to many of the administrators, and many of us may have done that. So we must have .msi to easily deploy any Microsoft software or any other vendor, third-party vendor, who has created the MSI version of their software. Adobe Acrobat has MSI. Which else? WinZip has. We can convert it as well to MSI. There are packagers here that can convert. Smart Packager is there that can convert exe file into MSI and then do that. I did that in the.
But if you have already created the image, like with the default software.
Sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah. So
sometimes the company says, okay, deploy this software, which is not already not there in the golden image.
Okay.
And maybe you don't plan to put that there as well. Just deploy it there, then and there, or maybe it's just fast enough to deploy it now.
Any major upgrade, like you have some software you want to upgrade it.
If it's major, then we go for the golden image. But also, we cannot deploy golden image to already installed computers, right? Golden image for new computers, right?
Yeah.
So if we have a change and if we update that to golden image, we cannot overwrite all the older computers. So it's just for new computers, right? So for older computers, maybe in thousands. So go for group policy, SCCM, MDT, WDS,
Last time,
Altiris,
when did you do-
Ghost.
When last time, which software and when you did with this thing? Like which software?
MS Office,
MS Office.
and the updates as well. See my eyes.
No. You
So
did
it was tough, man.
MS Office upgrade? With
No,
upgrade?
installation, full
Installation.
to one of the new departments that were, and there were 100 computers. That was still enough computers there. That if there something went wrong, that was big. So we tested it thoroughly on group policy. Then we uninstalled it as well. Then we reinstalled the new Office as well there.
We can uninstall that.
Oh yeah, easily. So let's go ahead now. The plan here is the plan here is that let's put the steps. Normally, for this task, sometimes you get the software which do not have MSI, right? They do not have MSI extension, or your boss says just do it. I mean, and it's 1,200 computers, 2,000 computers, and you're stuck with the task of delivering, just deploying that exe file to others. If you knew already that you can convert it to MSI, it would have been very easy game, right? So there is a software called Smart Packager. It's not an exam objective, but still it's a job objective, right? In the job, you must have knowledge of how to convert any exe file to MSI file. So we're going to do that as well. First, let's just deploy some easy MSI file. Then we go and convert a package exe file, small exe file, to an MSI, and then deploy that too. Right? That would be the job objective, not the exam. Okay, so check if it implements on both users is done. Let's go for software deployment. Software deployment. Okay, the purpose here, so let's just go for major steps here. Create a folder and share it, and put correct gracias amigos, krataya folder. So Kriti, that's creati. Okay, now we're good. Creati. So create folder and share it, and
Samosa syntax.
there's a samosa syntax as well. Hey, see, compliments. Okay, anyway, so what's wrong with me now? Okay, so create folder. Create folder and share it, and put inside the MSI file, app, application or software. It's not app like mobile app, right? So second thing, then create a new GPO and give path of this shared folder. Third is that deploy this package. Deploy this package as either assign equals forceful deployment, or what was the other one? Assign and. Come on, I'm just testing you. Good. Say that. Keep saying that.
User can select.
Assign, or the optional one is okay. See, this means it's okay. It's normal for me to forget as well. This is forgettable. Assign and.
Someone has taken some stuff.
No, they didn't mean that. No, don't cry. Okay, so assign and. So you guys both, you three guys, who are always Isam. Assign and publish. For God's sake. Okay, no, I was just having fun. I always forget as well, right? So we can forget. It's just abnormal, but it's okay.
It's basically your over expectation, nothing else.
No. By now the expectations from some are very high now. and you have to live up to that, all of you, right? So okay, anyway, assign and publish. Publish is optional installation, right? Publish, publish equals optional. What does that mean? You want some software to be installed without users, whatever user says, who cares? The company says install it. So you assign that software. You can assign that. Assign is forceful deployment, can be done with user and computer, both. Publish is optional. This means user wants it, go ahead, install. Don't want it, don't install it, right? And this is, since it is optional, you have to go to control panel and decide whether you want to install or not. This means it can be only assigned to computers. Users. So only to users, because computers cannot, go there to control panel and decide that. So, or smart computers, or artificial intelligence. Okay, anyway. So publish optional, forceful deployment is assigned, right? So we're gonna do both, assign and publish. And then the third one is grab exe software and convert to MSI, and then grab a.exe.
No, grab and exe.
And but dot is not AEIOU.
No, but you're following the sentence, like word is
Grammar, English grammar is okay. I mean,
Saying the dot. So
dot is not dot is not in English grammar as an AEIOU.
skip that.
Okay, so let's just put an here, and sorry, yeah.
This should be the first step.
First, just the simple MSI, then the convert and convert the second, deploy the second one.
Okay, so
The simple, easiest step, always go for that, and then go for a little difficult.
first one is just in case you already have done a
Already,
one is
yeah.
just to compare
Majority,
to MSI.
exactly. So in majority cases, we will have MSI because of the Microsoft software, but it will always happen. If you're a system administrator, you will be asked, hey, this is a software, deploy it, I don't care how.
Yeah.
So go, be smart, convert it, check it first. Keep checking, and yep. Man, don't look here.
I have my own.
Oh, okay.
I have
So he have two, and he's looking here.
I have
So
planned. I have planned this downtime.
Down. That's a good one. Okay, so let's go ahead. For the smart packager, it's going to need your company email address. Without that, you're smart people, so you could just get the other copy as well, which is you can purchase, right? Video. Okay, so yeah, since I'm recording, so good video that is, right? Cool. Anyway, so let's go ahead and quickly create that. First thing is create folder and share it and put inside this an MSI app. So let's go there and do that. So domain controller, C drive. So right click another folder and just software, and okay, let's just put something inside here. So now my huge infrastructure of folders. So we have what MSI software MSI. So smart packager is one thing I want to copy, and MSI has okay. So Google Chrome and Foxit Reader. That's it. And just grab this exe as well, and we're going to convert it to MSI. Yeah, we're all logged now. So let us go there, paste. We still need one more. What was that we need? So yeah, the smart packager. Oh, smart packager also has its own set of software I put there. Okay, we're just taking a little more time here for this because it's all mucho importante for the job. Yeah, it's a lot of software, but we're just gonna use the smart packager. So let us go ahead. So first we create a folder, we put some software there, MSI, then right click the software and share with specific people, and those very specific people will be everyone. Hey, that's a nice joke. Okay, we would be reading and writing there because smart packager has to be run on the client side, right? Or whichever machine is your target. In our case, the target is server, but if most probably it would be Windows 7, 8, 10, right? So smart packager would be run wherever the target is. Anyway, for now it is that same server, but we're going to just deploy a simple MSI software. So minimize that. So what we did till now, create a folder, share that folder, put some MSI there. Second thing, let's create over the domain. We can just create it anywhere. Okay, let's just create it on accounts OU, parent OU, which is the parent OU of the MSI OU. So let's just create directly here policy, but it's going to still automatically create a copy of this here and link it as well if I directly create here. Otherwise, best practice always is to create in the group policy objects. I just wanted to show that this is another way to do it, but better is this, because here when you implement this after configuring it, when you just finish implementing that, it's going to take effect right away then and there. That's the risk we're running into. Let's run into that risk. For now, it's a private lab. So accounts OU, create a GPO and software deployment. So software deployment, press OK. That's just name that we create, but now it has created that here as well as here where it's supposed to always have, and link is already there. So this is software deployment. Now I need to right click and go to the editor and tell the software portion of the policy what settings I have. So for this newly created GPO, let's go to editor of this GPO and let's deploy it. Easiest one, go to the we're going to deploy for the user. Go for software settings here and software installation and right click that. Not so cheti. Oh, not so hurry up. Not so high. Oh, okay. So software installation, right click and properties. First we have to tell where is that shared folder, right? Okay. Properties, and then we go for that. So browse that. That's always a very bad idea. So cancel that. I mean, it takes millions of years to do that. So let's just actually, yeah. What's the path for that anyway? So I'm just gonna go for the network path. Otherwise, definitely, as you said, // server 02, I think was no server 01. Enter, yes, and software. This is the path that I need to tell the software deployment area that this is the path where all the MSI applications are. So minimize this. UNC path, exactly. Paste. So this is the path that it needs to know, software installation, right? For now, let's just keep it there, press OK. And now we create a package, and that when we create a package, it's going to open that path or the shared folder and ask which MSI software you want to deploy. So right click again, but not go to properties. This time go to new and package. And we are going for the optional installation first. So it's Google Chrome. So some applications require some local administrative privileges. Some applications do not require the users who are logged in to have local administrative privileges, right? Google Chrome, add any less privileged user, whoever is logged in, Google Chrome will just install there. If you double click that, that's it. It's going to just install, right? It's from the vendor that way. Some software are bigger and they want some local, installation rights as well for the currently logged on user. So at that time, you have to plan that what you need to do. Either you just create that script where it's going to use the administrative privileges, administrator's privileges to just install the whole thing, or you must have that machine where the user is part of the local administrators group. That end user is part of the local administrator, at least. If this means that the user can install any application. If the application requires higher privileges, to install some of its components, right?
No, if with one policy we have already disabled the local installation, like many of the cases, they don't allow, and they also
Yep.
don't make it part of the local administrative group. So
Some
that-
cases. I've seen many companies who have employees that have local administrator, but if that's not the case, then
Okay, so in that case, we're gonna attach the script with that.
so it should then go for, if it requires local privileges, then you have to add into the installation through scripts that use the privileges of administrator to deploy this application.
We have to manipulate the MSI package. Right?
Definite. Then it's a lot of, that's why, you know, some jobs are here for packagers. They're saying, hey, you know SCCM? Yes. So many people know SCCM. Are you a packager in SCCM? And the salary is 80,000 per year, 90,000 per year. It's like that. So when it comes to complicated applications, and you package them in a way that they are installed on hundreds and maybe thousands of computers. So that's really, it takes really, you know, experience to do that. So we're gonna just package a simple application just to know what is packaging and how to do that, right? Google Chrome Enterprise, let's just double click that and decide which one to go for, publish or assign. Let's go for publish now, press OK. And one day or Monday or Sunday, it's gonna come here, right? No, it takes time. Right click, refresh. Yeah, it comes, but it takes a little few.
You selected another
Okay.
PC? You selected another PC? Are the same PC? I mean, same VM?
Same.
So the might's taking time.
No, it takes time. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. Yeah. So if it refreshes, oh, there it is. So there it is, published, and Google Chrome is there. So refresh option is there as well. It's still an editor, and there is a refresh option here. But close this or minimize. Let's just minimize that. It doesn't matter. And my favorite command. So samosas also agree that this is my favorite command. So GPO reset force, updating policy, done. It was implemented on parent OU. Yeah.
So this Google Chrome integrated that MSI package. Or you
This is directly from Google Chrome, Google itself.
can download it.
Yeah. So just search for Google Chrome offline deployment.
Okay.
Then it gives the package
Okay.
MSI.
Okay. So we can download it.
Yep. So I have collection of those MSI software. I'm just gonna put it on Dropbox, and you can download all and practice. So once this is done, so I'm just going for the second server here. It's better to log off, log in. So let's use the most advanced PowerShell command, log off. So everyone, wow, it's gonna write a long code here. Hey, just one word, come on, log off. That's okay. So algorithm insert, forgot that. No,
If
this
we
is
are
it.
implementing some sort of new policies on users when they are logged in, so
Oh,
then it causes problems. So
it's not recommended, but
it's not recommended. Then I don't found the exact solution for that problem. If the GPU stuck somewhere, it's just a
if it's stuck, then we need to know the problem where
we need to
what
learn that
what
it
got
may
stuck.
work or it may not.
So test it first, and test it millions of times, and then go for the production. But if the users are using that, I would not recommend. Sometimes you're forced to do that. But normally we send an email. This weekend we're deploying something, some updates, some software, and on Monday it will be there. Desktop teams will be there to help you if it doesn't work. But it has to be really coordinated effort. When they log in, they haven't opened anything, so this means they can restart again. But when they are already opened with millions of applications, then woo, it could corrupt.
Log off during working hours, but we have
No
to
way.
implement that things as
If it's forced, then be ready for the repercussions.
It's a big problem with the roaming profiles and all that.
Oh.
If we have the roaming profile and we are doing changes like making it a mandatory profile and the person is working in that profile,
Oh.
so it causes a problem.
It's a weekend thing.
Yeah, it's user always log in with the cache.
Yeah.
profile.
Yeah, then cache profile, and after the roaming profile is not loading, what happens is that it disconnects and does from that server from where the roaming profile was being uploaded or downloaded. When it disconnects, it just opens the cached profile, which is all settings are gone, and it's there on the server, but they're gone from the user, and it's just a mandatory profile kind of thing, or empty profile. But anyway, there are times to do that. If you're forced to do that, then it's like good luck.
Comes under like change management. You have to
Yeah, approve.
Then
And that's how it happens. Yeah, exactly. So let us.
yeah, I'm relating because such thing, even small thing, you cannot do in the enterprise level unless it is tested, approved.
Yep, 001. So what are we expecting here? We need to go to control panel to some area, and Google Chrome should be here. What's that? Oh, okay.
Shortcut to the admin bar.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's a shortcut to that. Cool. Hey, tell me that, man. appwiz.cpl. Thank you. Anything CPL is control panel, man. So I just didn't know that. It's network card.
Network connections.
Yeah. See? No, that was Tuka, but anyway.
No,
So
one of the things.
that was guess. Tuka means guess, right? So anyway, where do we go from here, guys? So where do we go from here? The last option, right? To the left. Install program, and it should be there.
Wow.
I knew it would be not there.
Whoa! Hey, Rizwan is here among us.
It's Microsoft.
Hey, let's just do that GP updates at force. Yeah.
It's not showing?
No, it's not showing.
It's showing my case here.
Ah. And my briefcase too.
After we done?
Yes.
GP updates at force
In
and
what situations will you this option like publish? So if the
option. If you want it,
employee,
optional.
If the employee is not like does not know anything about
No, nowadays, why Microsoft is pushing to give some more options to the employees and the end users, because now they are used to downloading applications from apps and from Android. They know it already. In SCCM, now Microsoft is pushing with a new software center. It's not new. Software center. Inside the software center, you are supposed to create a list of all the applications that are zero touch, exactly like apps in the cell phone. Exactly. So whatever application you are offering for desktop, they should click and install. They don't want it, uninstall. That's it. So you have to create that package for all of them. Whenever the company says in SCCM, okay, put that, and there's a web page for all the categories of software. It's like that Android full application thing that they are promoting now.
because if we are going to
Users are more
this time,
aware now.
This place, go this place.
Yeah. This is just an option from Microsoft. It is if you want to give it. Sometimes it's a programmer's company. They're already like way ahead in we want to give some options there. Or desktop guys, you want to give some options. Then they can still go to their clients and install that.
You now, looking back, the users are more intelligent.
Yeah,
like
more intelligent.
before, They even
Dash.
Yeah. So let us go there. And control panel, and we are going the this program and feature, and then we are going for, and there it is not. What? Okay, just restart. So it's a stubborn one. And did I put a policy there?
no, I followed your step.
Yeah, everyone, the steps are the same. It's just that it's not happening to me, which is okay, man. So the step is working. If you just follow this step, this is what I do in other classes as well. If testers are doing that and it's worked with them, I say I'm not wasting any time. The steps are confirmed now. They're working, right? So let's go for the packaging now. But assign also.
The lab of unattended lab 3 times, but still it's asking the
Password.
the accounts like to
That where it stopped.
yeah.
But Ravindraji told you that what to do. Did you try that?
Yeah, I tried different ways.
EN-CUS.
Yeah.
Did you try that?
If I change the language to all
US.
then it will work.
That's it. Just that's what I
I
then.
want Great Britain.
Actually, with GB, it's supposed to work with GB. That we need to know actually. We have to go somewhere else.
Windows ISO image for the Great Britain. Actually,
This is the- if you are using GB for user interface.
my lab is done. Please.
Oh.
Carry on. My lab is done.
Oh, sir. Okay. Samosas? Okay. So, okay, carry on. This is still a good idea to carrying on. Okay, option, and you saw that, some of you saw that, so rest of you just trust us and it works. Let's go for the second option, assign. How do we assign that? And let's take another MSI software for that. I'm still here on the software deployment. In fact, editor is open and editors up. This close. Did I not do that? I did that, right? That's why, the group policy did not, since it's not showing there, so I'm going to assign that group policy now. That's even better. So I'm going to force that, because now, why didn't you show up? At is, yeah?
If we are not changing that assignment to publish, public to sign, it is not like reflecting on the.
So if we are not changing from,
I've just changed the properties of the.
yeah, right click and assign it.
Assigned it. Then I have refreshed.
No, it's not going to work that way. There is one more step to that then for the user. So I'm just going to show that now. Right click, properties, refresh. Let us go there and what am I doing right now? Edit. So after that we are just going for this software setting. Gracias amigos. So right click that and don't create a new package for that, right? Okay. Oh, that was too much. Okay. So assign that. First thing. Assign. It turns to assign. Second thing. Let's go inside. It is for user, right? So properties. It's deployment. And install this application add. Log and on. Okay. So does it work? Let's just check that.
The first option in general, what is like that?
So right click assign.
General.
Oh, nothing. There was nothing. So this is the only thing that we can check. Then we can just play with upgrades. You can actually put updates there or upgrades there, create some categories and modifications. But main thing here, assign and publish. How do we publish that? And just to see how it works, these are the two-step thing. Press OK here and close the editor. And then go for that GP update / force. Oh man, now I remember you asked me to sit down. Come on, man, I forgot that. Okay, so thank you. So all right. Okay, sorry. So we're going to just now worked.
During login business.
So log off and log in, because it is assign, and we need to see if it actually shows that message. So it's users 1. Did I put a policy there?
You just select and install and login. That's the only option.
That's only after turning it to assign. Yeah. So sign out. When we sign in, it should actually say that, right? So let's just go there. User 01. It's supposed to show that the software is being installed, right? So when you select that and it's still not showing with that user 01, so there is something wrong with user 01, and I'm gonna delete that user 01 now, right? No, there's a policy on user 01. Something is wrong with user 01. So let me just drag it from that OU where it's troublemaking. Both policies do not show for me. That's not good. So let's just drag this user 01 to a normal user, day-to-day user. A user that earns normal, day-to-day, whatever. So where's that user? 001. So it's outside this OU somehow. That block desktop policy, although I did not remove that as well. Anyway, I'm just refreshing that just to show that it's working there. Refresh, and if I remove it from parent OU, so if I remove the user 1 from parent OU, then and I connected this policy to parent OU, right? So user 01, it will not be implemented, but user 02, let's check that.
But it didn't show any progress on the screen, like it's a
During the logon, it should show that. During the logon.
I don't know. Just like
So if we log out again, this time I'm logging in from user 2. which is in the child. Let me just check where did I link this policy. There's something fishy going on here. Fishy. So this is to account OU parent OU, and the user is inside MSI OU I have now. So something fishy. So right click, refresh.
Maybe the spelling is wrong. Software deployment.
Duppy?
What's the folder name? दूसरा नाम आने क्या है?
Deployment.
What is the software?
Microsoft is saying you have used the wrong.
This is spell mistake. We take it seriously, sir. So user 02 enter. User 02 enter, and it is still not showing. So I'm just gonna right click and seriously. So let's restart the computer with another very advanced command. Okay, that was already advanced. Okay, so restart comp and fail to restart because
Oh, privilege.
seriously everything stopped working for me. But anyway, don't worry, samosas. Okay, that's because let's just restart it anyway. Instead of just right click. Seriously, it's not gonna restart unless I had gone to this. So just restart, guys. But did it work for everyone else?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Oh,
that's not fair. Okay, so all is fair in yeah. Okay, so
so we have deep love with you.
what's okay, and deep love in samosa as well, right? Okay, so let us. Oh man, thank you.
Darling, आपका गला खुश्क हुआ हुआ है. You need something.
Thank you. Well, there's some problem here. It's not implementing on my domain, but this is the step. User 02 ABC. Oh, dikha de. Okay, so it's not still working. Guys, it's supposed to show when you're logging in.
It shows jumping. I was hearing your last. I was watching the last video, recording video. Comes away, you said, "Oh yeah." I was laughing at wink.
Which one you used yesterday? Galla Baba. It's not Galla Baba. Ravinder, it's not Galla Baba. It's unexpected.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do one last try here, and that is actually it's I don't have to do that, but I have to not do that. But okay, anyway, so let's just this admin account, let's just drag it to the parent OU, and if it does not work, then I'm gonna not throw out this computer. Okay, refresh. And then go for second computer one last time, and then go for our static admin. That is a new weird name. Oh, please work. Seriously?
It does not have any link with the user. There must be something wrong with the policy.
What? These are, so guys, if you follow the same steps in your environment, it's gonna work. My environment has a very specific technical problem. It is haunted, right? So because of that, it's a technical ghost that is really messing with my computer. The ghost used to be a technical guy. That was an experiment for someone else. Okay, so let's go for the packaging and then go for the next topic, guys. Let us. So for that, I need to find a target here. Server 3. Suppose that's where we want to install the application. So I'm just gonna install the packager first, and I do not need to put the password in the username. So take admin. Enter. So somehow it is still not, but if you're doing this same group policy, then you should be able to do that. There's something wrong with my
You didn't use MS Paint today.
MS Paint, man. I miss it.
You are really good in that.
Most sophisticated tool of all times, MS Paint. Come on, man. That has credit. Give some credit to that.
But
Okay.
only it messed like when you start making network connections. Before that, it worked really.
Yeah, it's most sophisticated, so there was sophistication there. Okay, this is the target. I really wish I had the Windows 7 or Windows 8 to do that, but I think as the packager works, it's supposed to work here as well. Remote desktop licensing mode. Could you stop doing that error thing? I'm just talking loud to my machine. I need to have internet connection to just get that smart packager up and running. And for that, I'm just going to enable that internet connection. Guys, this is mucho importante. This is my actually SCCM topic. That's packaging, right? But it totally connects to this MSI, right? So you will get that, and my friends did get that job. That exe file, just deploy it. I don't care.
Which,
Then they converted the
most
package.
important in Canada, what are the mostly used SCCM components?
The full SCCM.
Full SCCM.
MDT with MDT with AppV is also used, but SCCM itself is a grandpa, of all deployments. Grand. Okay, so let's just put that packager there. I just copied this to one of those areas, but I'm just gonna grab it from here. Right click and copy one exe file. I'm just gonna run, but when I run, you will understand the logic of how it is packaging it, and that's the main thing. No, it's in the other machine. From machine to machine, it never copies. So that's why I just came back to the actual folder.
So you are doing it on a target computer, right?
So the main logic about packager, yes, exactly as you said. We have to run it on the target computer. We have to run it on the machine where we want to deploy MSI originally. Where we plan to deploy that exe file, we need to use that machine to create that package. And why? Let's see that. So smart packager here, double click that. And so when you run that smart packager, it creates two files. One is x64, one is x86, right? That's just double clicking and it's next finish. It does that. So I already did that, right? x64 is created, just two files are created. Just start installing first the packager. Sure. Take smooth, man.
You can download from the internet, or is it free source?
Smart space packager. Google it. It's one of the most famous one. There is advanced installer as well. It has lot more feature than this one. But if we know the how to run this, we will be able to. But this is one of the most common ones. It's not most sophisticated ones. For bigger applications, not recommended. But for smaller applications, perfect. So just like MS Office or actually Adobe Photoshop or AutoCAD, especially big applications if you're deploying.
Going to create an uninstall for Office or something like that.
So it's gonna create a zero-touch MSI file. So it's not going to have next because it's going to grab that too. So as you said, yes, answer file, it's inside. So nothing to separately do anything about that, right?
We can also add the user permission if we wanna do that.
Not exactly here, but we can use some other Microsoft tools for that. Permissions for users. So I'm going for a small application that any user can already install it, even Google Chrome.
But if we have some critical application which will require user permission, so in this one there is no option. We can link it to.
Actually, there is.
/
It's not a smart packager option. So suppose you're deploying. Okay, that's I don't think it's the case, but SQL Server or we don't deploy to group policy.
No.
MS Office, some of the components, maybe you need some service account for that, right? So you will install the application. Smart Packager will record all your modifications that you did to folders as well as to the registry. The Smart Packager does these two things. Whatever it lets you install, you make some changes in the folder structure of that computer, you make some changes in the registry of that computer. It just records all that, creates an MSI out of that, and that's a zero touch installation. So that's the best thing about that.
WinBadge something before ages ago. WinBadge.
I think I heard
record
that.
all the action, and then when we run
That's
it,
the logic.
Yeah. So
That's the logic of every packager, but how much it is in your control, that's the main thing, right? Or how much you have experience in that, right? So let's go ahead. I accept the terms. Next, I'm just installing that packager here, and SmartWare CE Pro is, of course, you need to have pay for that. This is free, CE1. Next, okay, here I need that connection, internet connection. So nowadays my name is this. That's a common joke in back home. So organization, I'm not promoting this. So okay, and email is, I'm not promoting this as well, which I am actually. Okay, so and number, I am definitely promoting this. So thank you. Next, got the key. Hey, it's huh?
That's quick. It was stored somewhere, or this is from the internet?
No, if you don't have internet, it's not gonna come. The next step, this will not come. It's in the video, don't worry. So next, finito and yeso and finito again. So this is the Ishmart packager, and what we need to do here is go to that packager installed wherever it is. So we go to the applications here, new, look for new, or just type smart. If your SMART
So you have to do this on a reference machine.
on a reference, exactly, you have to do it on a reference machine or the target machine where you ultimately want to deploy this exe file or MSI file. Exactly.
But then you should have the same structure for every like program file in the same folder.
Exactly.
Some
Not every. So let's see that, and then there will be so many more questions, or not no question at all, because you will see the procedure and you will understand. Oh, that's it. So again, what is the logic? It's going to start recording. Recording what? So we're gonna start the recording button. Second thing, then we're gonna start installing the application, which is exe file. Next, finish. Suppose that application, after finishing, you still open and make some changes. Do not update, do not do automatic updates, do not do this, do not do this. Make all the changes in the application, right? Modifications, then finally close it, then stop the recording of the packager. And then the packager will see wherever you made modifications, whatever folder structure was changed, whatever registry was changed, mainly these two things, these two areas, and then it's going to ultimately create a MSI package of this exe application. Yeah.
But why does it have to watch? What does where does it create folders or
Because it's gonna collect that information and create a answer file for that.
No, but
It's creating an answer file for that.
the setup with the XE is supposed to do these things, but the setup, when you run the wizard with the setup, you are supplying some answers. So I assume that it's only recording these things and put it in the answer file, but it's not going to the registry
And that's where we need to see it happening, and then because then I'm going to show you those areas which is recorded, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, once we see it happening, many of our questions are gone. So
only uninstallers usually, like there are some tools that use it for you install some type
Yep.
software and
that is when we haven't seen the installation yet. That these questions are okay if you haven't seen. Now after it is done, then I will ask you again. So
because usually the uninstaller comes with these.
yeah, it does.
It doesn't like delete some registry keys there, so
Yeah.
that when you reinstall, then you will not
Yeah.
it will not work.
So right after this, I'm gonna ask you now.
Yeah.
It's a 1 minute installation now. So discover a new package here. Once we click that, discover a new package, scalable discovery, the software repackager, blah blah blah, whatever. Next, introduction. Now it is saying where should I create that output or answer MSI file after that installation is done. So you can just give a local path, or you can, in fact, you know what? Let's just give that server 01. I think we created that, and software, right? Software, software. Soft water. So software or nowhere, and still there T. Seriously, samosas, you done it this time. So software, I finally got it. Okay, anyway, I just need to make sure that it is reachable from here. So Control V, enter. Yes, it is reachable from here, and it's going to upload that package there, right? In fact, let me just create a new folder here. That's much better because I don't want the files to be scattered. exe2 MSI package, and enter. This is the path I'm fully going to give to that smart packager. So let's go there, back, and give that path there, and paste. Okay, there it is. So package name. Okay, let's just select the file first now. What is the file that, I mean, just to see what file we are deciding to go ahead with. So smart packager. So we can go for TeamViewer, and actually, you know what? We can have even 3 files, 3 separate exe installations converted into one MSI package. But I'm just gonna go easy because it's not, it's, you know, maybe there are more questions than answers. So let's just convert this. It's an exe file, and let's convert TeamViewer to MSI. So this means that I'm just gonna name it TeamViewer MSI package. Just name it. So next, now it says that it's going to start discovering whatever you do from now on. Whatever modifications now after clicking this button I do, it's going to record those, and then it's going to show that's what I recorded. Is it okay with you? Then we're going to go through those setups options that it recorded, and then we're going to finalize that. So I'm just going to put that application into gear. In fact, I'm just going to double click that later. Start discovery, click. So now it's going to see what changes I made or am making right now. So TeamViewer, double click that, and install. And then press yes. It's recording all that. Let's just see what it recorded, right? So it's installing everything. And it's gonna pop up, and this is how it pop-ups. So the TeamViewer is there, all started up, right? I'm just going to close this because this is what it, yeah, this is the TeamViewer now started, right? So I'm just gonna close that, right? Close, and it just keeps on opening whatever. I'm just gonna close that, minimize this, and now I'm gonna tell it to stop discovery, so it knows what changes I made. Stop discovery, and next, analyzing. So now it's showing modified files, deleted files, modified keys, deleted keys. So let's just go ahead what it modified. So in C drive, TeamViewer was installed here in the program files, version 9 was installed, program data. Wherever it sees TeamViewer made changes, it's going to do that. In fact, then we can just go ahead and clean up whatever we don't want in this package. This is the folder structure it changed, right? Now for modified keys, whatever and wherever it modified any key, it's just going to, if you keep going down, there will be some TeamViewer related changes that have been made, because there's a TeamViewer, right? So if I keep going down, it's all TeamViewer related changes because I didn't do any other change other than installing the TeamViewer, right? HK users, anything, go inside, and if you think that's something you don't need, go ahead and remove that. Otherwise, if we keep going down till night, so whatever is there is TeamViewer related only. If we go back to modified, so I say that, hey, it's good that you recorded all that, but those users, I do not want to, have this cache profile also added to this package, right? So delete that, the other one, delete that. So some of these things I delete, but in a production environment I would go really in depth into making this package as small and compact and useful as possible, right? So keys, registry keys, and the modified file structure in the C drive. That's what it recorded where the package TeamViewer made the modifications. Next. And then add new package to Smart Packager, and it just output is this, right? Finish. So it's creating and uploading that package there. If we have the read and write privileges. I'm still eating. Okay. So where's that package?
In the shared folder.
In the shared folder, and this is the exe2 MSI package. If I go inside, there's a TeamViewer MSI package here. Now converted to MSI. So if it is converted to MSI, GPO can easily deploy that. So I'm just going to go to the group policy management, which is not working for me, but the steps are same, and the same steps will work for you. So if I create a policy domain wide here now, just to be which normally in production environment we would not do that, but if I creating a new policy with a deploy TeamViewer, press OK. I'm just creating a new policy because the other one is not working for me, right? So you don't have to create that, and especially in that production environment or domain level, we don't create any policy, right? I'm just touching the user setting, user area, software installation, right click, and again telling this policy where are all the software, right? So server 01 / software and / does it take me there or not? So yeah, it was something that, so I'm just going to copy that here. Oh, there are spaces there. I hope that doesn't create a problem. So I'm just giving the new location here for this exact package called TeamViewer, which I converted from exe. And now, first I gave the location. Now I'm just going for deploying the package. It at once detect that it's a MSI package, and I want to publish or assign. Okay, let's assign that. So forceful. Press OK. And it's already there. Hey, so thank you. Okay, properties, and go for deployment. And when we're assigning to user, this is an extra step. Install this application at logon, and that's it. Close the editor. So TeamViewer is there, and I just need to make sure that I log in from the domain administrator, because I put it on all the domain. And any server, because I installed it on this server, I'm not gonna check here, or I should have uninstalled it. But anyway, after making sure that policies are not running, certain policies are enabled, then that can only run during logon. Yeah. So seriously, because I implemented on myself, now it is saying that certain policies will implement when you log in. I implemented this policy over the domain, so it just kicked me out of my own domain controller, right? So bad idea. Don't implement over the domain any policy. But this is a test environment, so I'm doing that. In your production environment, do not do that there. So when I put that here, does it see TeamViewer is being installed, and Google Chrome also. Now everything is coming. Google Chrome and TeamViewer both are coming. So over the domain or from the that.
But those steps which we recorded and then make a package is running in the background. You cannot see.
No, both are
background process.
Yeah.
So
So during this,
but the actual process is going on.
if I had put it on publish and I double click that, it would have just shown me installation quickly. That's it.
Okay.
One word. So this is zero touch. So Smart Packager created a zero touch installation of what I click next, and close all the those windows there for the TeamViewer, right? So
Target computers are different operating system like 7, 8, 10.
oh, then if better to create separately for them, but otherwise test it first. Create for one and deploy it all. Doesn't work, create there. It's state and trial mostly.
After XP, it should not be the problem since they have the same structure of the folder.
I would test it, everything.
Sorry, Vista, not that XP. Vista.
Yep, I would definitely test everything before going to production. So this is Smart Packager, and that's how it is deployed over the network and as well as MSI packaging. Yeah,
So is there,
software deployment.
is there a way you can monitor the process, the progress at every point in time? Because there could be some systems that would not meet up, or maybe there was a network break in the middle of installation and things like that. Or maybe the system does not take the application. No way to deploy to a wide organization.
Like just 1,000 computers if you're deploying that too. So some system would not take that, definitely. So that's a very good question. How do we monitor that? The user will call, hey, I don't have that package, what's going on? So one is that SCCM has very, very good deployment and monitoring solution, but this group policy, it will be events and it will be phone calls to the desktop. Otherwise COM, if you have that separately monitoring, then you can do that. It's not built in now. It's the I don't think there's a built-in when it comes to thousands of machines there, big network. But if you have SCOM, which is monitoring solution, or SCCM itself, if you're deploying through that, then you can trace live what's going on. It gives you a report. This one called back. This one did not call back, or this was successful. This was failed. Okay, so this is all GPO, and let me check what else is. So let's go ahead and FSMO would take like 1 hour more. Okay, so let's go for the next lab, right? Okay, so this is packaging and everything. So let us go for next lab, which is I want to go for FSMO. Do we all have 3 machines?
Yes, we have.
Because we're going to use 2 machines for FSMO role transfer, but we're going to crash first server, and then we're going to seize the FSMO roles. Second server will be the king of the jungle, and then it needs a replication partner, which is the third server that we need to create as a replica DC. Anyway, that is still we do or we don't do. Main thing, what are FSMO roles? We're going to talk about that. Also, FSMO role, when we crash a server, after that we cannot introduce the same server again. Once we have taken the FSMO roles from that server, we cannot introduce that server, so we have to delete that server, right? That first server that from which we will create, seize the FSMO role. Second thing, if you don't want to delete the machine, just take a snapshot now. Take a snapshot now of all 3 machines. So we're gonna mess with those machines. It's a very messy lab, FSMO lab. So take a snapshot now, so we don't have to delete that, and you're gonna go back to that where it was installed as Active Directory. So I'm just gonna take a snapshot now for the first server, which is the domain controller, and take snapshot. So here I'm just putting nothing new. It's working. AD DNS and ADRMS is also there. Take snapshot here.
Simply just shut it down and keep a copy aside.
For yeah.
DC,
In your case, do that. Even if you take a snapshot, it's the same thing. It's not gonna remember anything from the past. It's gonna go back to that state and never gonna remember anything that happened yesterday.
Just have the peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind. Exactly. So please do it. No, please. My suggestion is please go ahead and do that. But I know that I can recover from that. But I'm taking snapshot of 3 machines at this time. This means whenever I've messed up everything, I'm gonna go snapshot all 3 machines back. So
the second and third machines, are you going to promote it to a DC?
So now I'm gonna use the most sophisticated software of all time, Paintbrush. So let's use that. But before that, this is mucho importante that we take a snapshot of that. So I'm just gonna start that FSMO role today, and then we go for home and enjoy. So let us take a snapshot of that. It's a member server where we whatever. So third thing, because I intend to use these machines again and again, and so that is why. What is FSMO role anyway? So these are the roles that if we are fresh, we can, really take control of those tasks that these roles do. Thank God I survived that sentence. Okay, so I was like thinking, why am I saying that?
FSMO?
FSMO, flexible single master. Yeah.
Flexible single master
Operation. So flexible single master operations, and these are, you cannot have a copy of those roles, right? So they are 5 roles. So now it's my favorite time to use my favorite application called the paintbrush. It was newly discovered, and it was digged out from some great mountain. Oh, anyway, so bad joke. So I'm just gonna go quickly on that. So one machine, second machine, and third machine. You're going? Oh, okay. Oh. So while I'm creating a machine, I can eat that, apple. Who want to still talk? I can keep on talking. Wow, that's a big sound for eating apple. Member server.
I think we should also practice along with you on this one.
If you can catch me, if you can.
No, but you know Viju? What practice? Viju.
Yeah, I met that guy. He's a very nice guy. Visual. Okay, so let us go there. Let us.
You did the same thing. ये नजर की है लेकिन.
That's a good one.
Did you see that ad? No?
Mm.
Really good ad.
So, FSMO roles are 5 roles, 2 forest wide and 3 domain wide. So yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, I will be further tricking you guys, but at this stage I'm not tricking. Okay, thank you. So there are 2 forest wide roles and 3 domain wide roles. Okay, what happens here is root DC has the, okay, my voice clear. I just said apple. Right? What was inside? Okay, so 2 forest wide roles and 3 domain wide roles. Thank you. So if the question is, if we have 10 domains in a forest, how many total roles are there?
Same.
If you have 10
Yeah.
domains,
10 domains, say one forest.
32.
No, 2 plus
10 by 10.
32. Yeah, 32.
Anyone else disagreeing to that? 10 domains are in the forest, so how many total roles are there? Don't consider that it's copy, but total roles are there. I know why you say that, but if there are 10 domains and we count the domain roles separately, suppose, how many are there?
No, but if they are in the single forest, then makes sense. Like the domain controller, the.
No, if we separately count them.
No, why?
If we separately count them. No, that's a concept to clarify. 2 forest-wide roles, because it's a forest, it's just 2. For every domain, there are 3 roles. If there are 10 domains, each domain has their own 3 roles, and they are not like one first domain has the 3 roles, so other domains will just use those 3 roles of the first root domain. Every domain has these 3 roles of their own, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you count separately, yeah, the other domains. So 10 domains. So only 3 types of domains we can create, right? Parent domain 1, and then child domain, child domain, child domain, or tree domain, tree domain, tree domain, right? 3 domains, child domain, child domain, child domain. separate domains. Separate domains.
Otherwise there will be 33.
And how would that be 33?
No, it's 32.
10 domains in a forest. How many total roles?
30.
32.
You're saying 30. You're saying 32. 33.
No, we are saying 32.
Why did you say 30?
We are saying 32.
I was the first one to say 32.
Yeah, 32. Why did you say 33?
No, 32.
So each domain 3 roles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 roles in the forest that are just 2. Even if you have 100 domains, 100 by 302 roles will be there. But it's not going to be forest-wide roles never change, right? It's not like you if you have a separate forest, it's a separate.
It's not like us.
It's not like you will say, I was going to say something, then I cut the sentence.
Not like you keep on
and
changing like that.
okay. Anyway, so so 2 forest-wide roles and 3 domain-wide roles. Second thing, we instantly need a replica DC. Instant, like instant noodles, right? This is an instant replica DC. Like okay,
Why
anyway.
we need replica?
Tell me why.
No, but he's gonna
Master.
No, but he's gonna crash.
Okay, so I have a domain controller and I have a member server and I crash my domain controller.
And you have to
Catch him, everyone.
that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Sorry
So
about
that is called chutti karo. Chutti karo means end of the story, right? Okay, so replica DC, we need that instantly now. What happens when we see what are these roles? We're going to talk about that. Where are these roles? There we can transfer these roles. Graphical interface. We can transfer these roles from command prompt.
So we can install replica DC on server 1.
Yeah. So let's start the replica DC installation, and then I'm just gonna start typing here. There is GUI transfer, which we can say the peacetime transfer, and then there's that NTDS util, exactly, command based transfer, which we can also do peacetime, but command based transfer if we had to transfer the roles or seize the roles. So there is a command called transfer and then there is a seize command. There are 2 commands there, transfer and seize, right?
Yeah, the first one, if you want it gracefully, like that easy.
Peacetime.
And you want
Peacetime.
to the second one.
You have to agree that peacetime was still the correct word. So gracefully is better, but yes, it's the same thing.
The first one, see the root one is completely down. Then you have to go to that command line.
Suppose it is down without warning, right? Now it's crashed. No choice here. So you have to be on, go to the second server and just activate the roles by using the seize command, and it will.
Cannot be from the goal. It has to be from the command line.
That's exactly what I said. So that's what I'm saying. Peacetime transfer is use a GUI,
The GUI.
and wartime means, or the crash time, use the command prompt, because you can only use the command prompt,
If
right?
you're in a war zone, you have to go to the command line.
Exactly. Then give the commands. Commands, right? So command prompt there, right? So transfer and seize are the 2 transfer. We can just right click and transfer, and it's gonna like this transfer, right? So what is the plan here? So we're gonna understand the FSMO roles as well, what they do. But what's the plan here? The plan is that number 1, create a replica DC. Second, crash the. Oh no. Second is transfer with GUI. Thank you, sir. So, transfer with GUI all the roles. Third one, crash the
system crashing
current.
with the help of GUI.
Sorry? No.
We can also see the roles with the GUI.
We're gonna try that.
We can.
No, we can 1 or 2, but not all 3. So try that. That's why we should mess with it.
Yeah,
Try
we will
it.
show the error, but we have to press yes. We have to press
2 roles can be transferred, not all roles. And it's better to always check it, and it's good to check that, right? We should have some.
Which 2 can be seized from?
Sorry?
Which 2 of them can be?
So we can try that, and one of the roles was showing that, and I can remember one of the roles. Others we tried our best on the GUI, then we had to go to command prompt for that. So, but I could not remember now which one.
So many things.
So create a replica DC. There's so many things to it. So transfer with GUI all the roles. So peacetime transfer, we're gonna know that first. Then we're gonna crash the current FSMO role holder. That is up to you which one we're crashing.
On the replica.
Not
Huh?
replica.
But we have already transferred the roles.
It doesn't matter. When it
So,
comes, we'll crash.
so when we go there, I'm gonna ask you, let's crash the current FSMO role holder, right? So whatever you say, I'm gonna do that. So
Meanwhile, you have to shut down the primary.
we have to accidentally crash that, and we're gonna also scream with fear, right? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do as a. That's what we're gonna do as a crash. Yeah.
Something there, malicious there. You know.
Exactly. Say ha 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 ha, and then shut down. Right?
Indian movies villains.
And you, Oi. Okay. Anyway, so
Simulate something outside the
yeah, to represent the crash. Yeah.
Some people will
Better understanding.
fight here.
Yeah. Let's simulate a fight and then crash the DC. Right. So okay, let's go ahead. No?
Someone will eat samosa meanwhile, you know.
I'll keep the samosas aside. You know, you can just fight somewhere else. It's okay, as long as samosas are not hurt. Okay.
Keep away from conflicts, you know.
Yeah, they are innocent kind.
In Iran, they call it sambusa.
Sambusa in
Iran and Arab, they call it
Arabic country as well.
There's a B. Yeah, there's a B.
Okay, where is that FSMO role? I am trying to grab that. There it is, FSMO. So I'm going to just start this. It's so simple that I created that PDF file. I did not even use that slide, and that's the bad decision I did. What? Okay.
The shortcut
It's cut.
No, you have moved it to D. The shortcut is not.
Yeah, the shortcut is shorted.
We need more reference here, huh?
Hey, Sam is in good mood today. What's wrong with you, man? So this is FSMO. So let us go ahead now. So two of these row operations master. So they are all called flexible single master operations. We cannot have copy of them. We can have these roles cannot be redundant, right? So DNS 2, 3, 4, Active Directory 2, 3, 4 domain controllers you can have, but you cannot have a copy of these roles. These are supposed to be doing some tasks that are unique to them, right? Or unique operations, or that could be performed by just one entity. Okay, so two of these operations master are unique to the forest. There can only be one instance of each. 3 operations master are present in each domain. So these are the PowerShell commandlets to know who is the forest role holder. There are 2 forest roles, but this command netdom query FSMO will tell you all 5 roles who is holding these 5 roles, right? Guys, also it says 6 o'clock and it's you've been here since morning. It's up to you. I'm gonna carry on, but if you want to go, it's okay. So I'm gonna carry on, right? So those who want to sit, welcome. And let's go ahead and let's complete the FSMO role. But it's 6 o'clock, so you all also, must be excited. Okay, so get AD domain is the commandlet for FSMO roles, and get AD forest is a commandlet for checking the forest. But this command, this is not command let, but it runs on both FSMO on PowerShell as well as command prompt. Netdom query FSMO. This command just tells you currently. So when we're going to transfer that, we're going to run this command again and again and check which servers, which roles are on which server, and how many are left, right?
And
Netdom.
the other command is not working. Get -AD forest.
It should be still on the domain controller, right? On the domain controller. So these are the roles showing here. But what are these roles anyway? Schema master is a forest-wide role, and domain naming master are forest-wide roles. Schema is any one-liner for schema master. What is schema master? It has classes and attributes of all the objects in the forest, and it is the true or false. All the changes done daily are being recorded by schema master. Whether it is adding a group, adding a server, adding a station. adding 20 users, 20,000 users. Why? So what happens?
That is just the question of object. If you're changing the attributes of that object, like if you're entering the password, we need this column should be there, then we need to change the attribute of
And that is a domain level,
That is
domain wide. It's not the forest wide. What we are doing is the domain level. We're
Yes.
not making any changes at the forest attribute.
So attributes and classes, exactly as you said. Attributes and classes is just like you have a new house there, and you have branches,
Room.
partitions of branch. Some of it's okay. Okay, so partitions there. There's a map or a blueprint of the house. Whatever setting you put inside, sometimes you put convert a bedroom to a children's room, or you put children's stuff. But in the blueprint, you don't mention that there, right? In the blueprint just shows that there are partitions, there are 2 floors there. This is a washroom, this is the kitchen. That's everything. But whatever changes you made inside, that has nothing to do with the blueprint of the house. So schema is like a blueprint of the Active Directory. The main attributes are there, but daily changes are not recorded in schema, right? This role is also a hidden role, right? So it's not other roles we will be able to transfer like this, but this role we have to unhide it first and then transfer. And for that, this is the command in the run. We're gonna run this command in the run, which is reg svr32.exe sh or schema management.dll. If it shows successful, this means now it's unhidden, or schema master can be accessed directly from MMC, right?
Role, when we run this command, get any domain, it's showing that role is there.
Yeah. Who is the role holder? It should just show the name of the server. That's all.
The domain controller, number DC.
That's the only role. Root DC always has the FSMO rules.
Yeah.
First one. Okay. So schema master is there. Domain naming master. Domain naming master is so if you make changes in the domain name, and some master there, black belt, has to see that if these names are already there, Toronto dot something and downtown dot Toronto dot something, or if the format is being followed or not, right? So if schema master is suppose there are 5 domain controllers, and each domain controller has 1 role. If the schema master role holder goes down, how soon the users will know that?
Okay, the question again.
If there are 5 domain controllers, each domain controller has 1 role. If schema master role holder goes down, how soon? Suppose we are not monitoring and system administrator is on vacation and the network is just running by itself, suppose. So how soon the users are affected by the downing of schema master?
Very unlikely.
When is going to happen?
Very unlikely. They are
It's
using
not going, users will not be affected right away, or even whenever you're making on the schema level any changes. What changes you make in the schema level? At what?
Installing
Exchange server, when you're installing Exchange server, SharePoint, SCCM. So they,
It will be done by the administrator who is not present.
who's not present, so administrator ghost is, so but anyway, domain naming master, when do you when the end user will know when the domain naming master is down? How soon, or what event?
I think when he tries to request for another IP,
This role
when he tries to
can be
log on to the internet or use the
Domain naming master, domain naming master.
The people always confuse this one with the DNS. No, has nothing to do with DNS.
Hey people,
No, even outside.
yeah, when a new name is being added.
Not
Sorry.
even
Being
uninstalling
changed,
of
not
the
the DNS, because it's domain naming, so DN then.
Oh, okay. It is a possibility, right? So domain naming master is there, and we would know if we are changing the name of the domain. So if you are really tired, it's okay that you want to go, you can go, right?
No, we are not. We are fine. Keep going. We can
Okay.
do it.
So let's carry on with the PD simulator. Now this is having a lot of critical jobs, and it is a forest-wide role, right?
No, domain wide.
It's a domain-wide role. So first of the domain-wide roles, this is the first one, PD simulator, right? So changing domain account passwords, time synchronization across domain members. Now these are very important roles. Users will know it, and users will be affected, right? If this role holder is down. Group policy changes, domain master browser, and That's it. So these are some of the tasks that if this role holder is down, will the user, how soon the user will know that? If this PDC emulator is down, how soon?
Very critical. Very soon.
What event?
No.
Like user is logging with the password authentication. Password
Does it do password authentication?
Or they are browsing something on the network.
On the network? Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, if the password expires and users, their passwords will expire, on different times.
So they don't expire, suppose.
When they are browsing something on the network, searching
Suppose.
the printer.
Exactly. When there's a forest-wide search going on. What else?
When user is resetting the password.
It's a time server as well, right? PDC emulator. Time synchronization across domain members. As PDC emulator, child domains in a forest perform time synchronization against the PDC in the root domain. You should ensure that you configure the PDC emulator in the root domain to perform time synchronization against a trusted external source. So time synchronization, whatever is the whenever it does that, if it's not there, it's going to create alerts, a lot of alerts, right? So these are the main tasks. We can see the tasks and then we can decide, right? That
Also act as a BDC for the old servers.
sorry,
BDC like backup domain controller for the old servers.
for the old server, yeah. PDC was the
That's
old
why it's called as PDC emulator.
emulator to emulate that. So group policy changes. If there are group policy changes edited by two or more different people at the same time, if there's a group policy change conflict, then you will see that there's an error and it's not resolved by itself. So this means it is down. Domain master browser provides clients with a list of work groups and domains when the client is browsing the network. So that is something that is going on more. So the end user will know very soon that okay, this is out. This is the first domain wide role. Then there is infrastructure master. Again,
Referencing domains.
so it is referencing domains. Main thing it is doing is whatever other domains configure and it affects our users. So it tracks those changes. So
If you want to access the resources of the second domain. then
yeah, or whatever. So our users are members of other domains, and somehow they are changing some configuration, doing some configuration changes. So this will track that changes. If that is down, whatever operations it's doing,
Between domains.
yeah, between domains only. If it's single domain, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. Keep it down anyway. No, it should be up. And then there is red master, just to get rid of anything. No, it's RID. So when you're creating new objects, you're getting SIDs, right? Security identifier for any object. If any newly created object does not get a SID, then that you cannot use that object. That object does not exist in the or it's not functional. So RID master just provides pool of SIDs to the domain. And whenever you're creating a new object, there is always new SID required for every new object. It does run out of the pool of SIDs, so it just gives or provides some more new SIDs. So if this role holder goes down, you will know right away if you're creating a new object and the SIDs are not available.
Yeah, there is a very also common question about this: how to avoid the design of this FSMO avoids SID conflict, because you are having
And in
assume hundreds of thousands of
Yeah,
computer
SIDs.
objects
yeah.
and multiple trees and child domains.
So there. So SIDs are domain. They remain till domain unique SID. GUIDs are unique across the forest. So if you migrate one object from one domain to another, this migrated object will get a new SID from the next domain, right? So SID remains till its own domain.
Yeah, in the beginning it's allocated like a chunks of SIDs
Yeah.
to each domain. So
Exactly. They can run out and it will keep on supplying that. And if it goes down, you do not get the supply of SIDs, right? Okay, seizing operations master roles. Let's get going now and crash something. Okay, so seizing operations master roles. First of all, let's just transfer the roles, and for that, I'm just gonna quickly do that. So I just need to know that file here. So first, what we are doing is, if I go to my domain controller here, and I need to transfer it to the member server. Of course, I need to add it to the domain. Wow. So there are, everyone is sticking around. Seriously? Is it because of samosas, the 2 samosas that are left, or is there something else?
He left.
It was 3.
Oh, you counted that? So
He had none of them. So there's only 2 remaining.
that's how you know it's 2 now.
And I'm gonna have 1. So there's 1.
Sharp outlines.
So all good eyes are here.
Outlines.
Owl eyes. Owl eyes. Wow, that's a good one. Okay. Hurry up. Oh, we need to go home. Hurry up. Oh no. We are studying. We don't need to go home. Yeah, we are serious today. And the guy who made us serious, it's done, is gone. But yeah, but what he did is good.
Amir wants to say the name, that is Rizwan, right?
Rizwan, thank you if you're watching this video anytime soon. So thanks to you, everyone is serious here. Okay, so you're laughing. Yeah, I know that. Okay, anyway, so okay, right. So next, add new domain controller to an existing domain.
So in total we'll have 3?
It's better to have 3. Because when the second domain controller seizes the roles, it needs a replica partner right away to do replication. Otherwise, it is also unusable. It needs to replicate somewhere anything. So otherwise, it's going to start giving error for any new lab. It's going to start giving error adding anything. So once it replicates and restarts, this just means that if you introduce a third replica there, the replicating give it some time to talk to each other, right?
No, your plan in the version was to have
3 DCs. So third one should be there. And first one should not be introduced after the roles have been seized. Delete that or put it aside.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. So we will shut it down anyway while screaming. So after that, 2 people fighting and oh, it's a shutdown. Oh, okay.
Someone should protect the sambusa and away from
As long as samosas are far away, they can fight. It's okay.
He should remain in
sambusa should be kept safe, huh?
Keep the samosas safe. So.
Then Amir will have one of the best things.
Come on, go next.
Do you want to add the third one at the same time? Start
Hey, that's a good idea. It heard that? Oh. So, okay, let's have because I have snapshots, so I'll just add the third one as well. This is one of the mucho importante labs. Hey, today we were fast, man. What's wrong with us? I mean, what's right with us?
Oh, this group policy was very interesting.
Yeah.
And explanation also was
Oh,
very,
great.
important.
Great to know that.
So for next week, sounds what I'm doing.
Yeah, I will.
Hey, now we have a booking. Advanced booking is done. Thanks to Amir.
Yeah, we go together. You have to show me the place here.
Oh, so any volunteer
We
here?
can take you there.
There are investors here now, sponsors of samosas.
Thanks to Amir, and Amir is happy.
See this?
Thanks to
Oh, this
Amir
Amir.
is happy.
Oh, wow. Amir. Oh, okay. So 2 Amirs were conspiring this. Okay. Distributing. The sponsor. Now you have to arrange the guy who's going to show the shop, That shop must be amazed. Everyone from Cohort 8 is coming again and again. I don't know why.
You can also sign a contract with some support.
Yeah.
Using
Every cohort. Every cohort they go, and this is the only thing that I'm eating for last 1.5 years. And I'm still loving it, man.
You can sign a commercial contract.
Commercial, yeah. I'm gonna give you, so every buyer just $5 to me, $10 to me.
Some my students are buying. Okay,
Yeah,
some
commission.
10 or 15 back.
Sambusa shops, they should nominate like a sambusa champion,
This guy has eaten so much samosas. We'll just give you trophy from now on.
It's not about eating, it's about encouraging
Okay.
Because they don't know Samosa Factory.
No, two sites should be thanking me. One is Samosa Factory. Second is event, exam collection.
Yeah.
Those guys should be actually paying every cohort. I make that grow. I follow them. One cohort was like half class is gone. I went. You did not create that group. Okay, create now. So, but anyway,
That's called marketing.
and I wish I could get some, promotion from.
Contact us page of exam tech. There must be a number of 77767.
Whoa. Okay, so we have two domain controllers here. Thank God. Okay, so CTIC admin. Oh man, I still need to mark you guys. I'll just mark everyone 100. That's it. Samosas are here anyway. Right. Oh, it's in the video. Need to edit this one. Now I'm gonna edit that. What was the time? 6:17. Okay. Okay, so which one should I choose for the third one? Of course, first one, to get updates from the Active Directory, right? So now we have 3 replicas here, and 2 are available already here. So now I'm just going to transfer the peacetime transfer. I'm going to do the peacetime transfer. So what that means is, what's the scenario where you want to transfer FSMO roles? What's the scenario you would be going for?
Server is at the end of the life cycle. You want
Yeah.
to bring it down.
Hardware is not good, maybe it's crashing, maybe it's restarting. So you think that your boss says just change the server. So transfer the FSMO roles, right? And once you transfer the FSMO roles, that server can, if you seize, it's unusable, but it's transfer. So it's just another replica DC, but not the FSMO role holder, right? So I'm just going to transfer the 3 FSMO roles now, which are, so let's just go to Active Directory and computers first. So let's transfer the 3 domain-wide roles first. So I'm on the domain controller 1, server 1. Let's just see where those roles are. And they are easily transferable when you go to the target on the same place and then transfer. It's easier. Let me show you how. So if we just right click this domain and then go for operations master here on the first server, and then you can see both names are same, although we can change that too, but both names are same, right? If I go to the replica DC where I want to transfer the roles, then it's going to be tools, users and computers, and then right click and operations master here on the target. Now you see the source and the target here, right? So it's a very, very long process of transferring the roles. It takes hours and hours to do that. So when you click change and you have to press yes, that's it, transferred. Okay, so next one, let's just go there, PDC. So if you go for RID role, both should be showing the target one, right? Or if this is target one, this is the current role holder. So PDC here, and again the very long process, and done. And so the next server is the role holder. But when it comes, so 3 domain-wide role transfer is easy. Let's go for the forest-wide roles. So first forest-wide role is domain naming master, and we need to go to domains and trust, exactly. So let's just go there and transfer those roles. So we can go on the top one, right click and operations master. I'm still on the target one, right? I'm not on the source one. So this means that it's going to show me 2 separate names, server 1, server 2. So we can just change that as well, press yes. So 4 roles are successfully transferred. Now let us go for the 5th role. For that we need to run that, unhide that role first, right? So if I go to the source now, if I go to the source and I go to MMC, run MMC, and this is Microsoft Management Console. This console open, you can add any of the roles from add remove snap in here, and these could be any type of role. So do you see AD or Active Directory schema here? No, because it's not supposed to be here, it's hidden right now. So now we need to run that command called reg
Reg
SVR32 SCHMMGMT.DLL. Enter. And it's wrong. So, okay. What did I?
I think you need to run as admin, administrator.
Yeah, the command, the run command. I think this is, huh? Is anyone watching this?
No, Reg SVR or SRP?
SVR.
SVR is called. It's not set.
Reg SVR 32.
There it is. Reg SVR32.exe SCHMMGMT.DLL.
Can you run it as administrator from the command line?
Reg SVR32.exe. I did not mention that. I don't think I should, but SCHMMGMT. You're right then. The module was loaded, but the call to blah 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 for more information blah 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 blah. Right click and go for as admin. Okay, and reg SVR32 SCHMMGMT.DLL. Enter. See, Sam, this means you really deserve to bring samosas, man. Oh, okay. I mean, you deserve to eat as well. I mean, before we will eat, but now you should also join us, you know. So,
This is a graceful transfer of.
graceful transfer of samosas. No, commands. I mean. So, you know, I will invest in Samosa Factory 2. There will be another shop, and I'm gonna tell everyone next cohort, hey, just go to that shop. That is much better. So, okay, so now it should be there. So how do we go there? So it's MMC. So, oh, MMC, and then add remove snap in. Now do you see their schema? Yeah, there it is. Schema is there, and now we just press OK. And if we want to transfer now, right click and operations master here. Does it show us different server? No. So we could do this. Yeah, change. We could have changed it for the previous ones as well, other ones as well. Change Active Directory domain controller here for the same, and select the other one which is not showing. Just select that. Okay. So yeah, they have not talked to each other. So I need to run this command here. Seriously. Just quickly do that. Reg svr32.schmmmgmt.dll, for God's sake, run. Okay, thank you. So, and then we go back again. File and add rule snap in, and there's the schema here, and OK, and right click, and first let's just check operations master, still the same. This one always shows the same for both. But if we go for change domain controller, now here we see, because it may not have replicated yet there. So now we have changed the domain controller, so it should show the first one and the second one here, right? So schema 1 and schema 2. Now we have changed the final one. So how do we know for sure? We can run that command called net dom query FSMO, and it should tell us which is the current holder. It should be server 2 now. Rat.
Now the primary, the root will become only global itself.
And DNS, yes. So let's just crash the current role holder. So let's crash the server 1, and Hey, he's in the room. Current role holder is who? Server 2 now. It used to be 1 FSMO role, but we transferred the role, so we have to crash the second one, not the first one. Before we were supposed to crash the first one because it had those roles. So now this means what? Let's just crash that.
Check server 3 if it's okay. Yeah, but if you crash, you crash server 2 now, which is holding all of the roles.
Whichever is the role holder should crash now. Oh man, I should not have done that during the. Okay, server 3 is
Yeah, that's
for now. Yeah, you were saying
You will crash the server which is having the 5 roles.
the role holder has to be crashed, so we could seize the roles to the other. So 2 has to be crashed because it is the role holder now, right? Or wrong?
Yeah, it is.
But what?
I
I just wanted to show how to transfer the peacetime.
Yeah. I thought that you will leave only that you will transfer to the third server now. You will transfer the 3 roles, not the.
You want to divide that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can divide anytime, we now know how to divide, how to transfer, so we can do that. We just wanted to know how to do that and where they are. Now the main thing is seize, but whatever is the best practice, go for that. Yeah.
This is unlikely to happen that 5 roles will simply disappear at once.
I have seen big environments having, administrators on the root DC having all 5 roles there. Big environments.
That's a mistake,
So it is a mistake, but Microsoft people keep coming there, and I didn't hear any Microsoft guys saying, "Hey, this is not the case. This should not be the case." Or maybe they recommended, but nobody cares. So this should not be the case. Yes, transfer 2 on one side and transfer 1 on the other domain controller. It's good. Now let's just go for how to seize the role, right? So we know how to transfer, and we know now the best practice as well, right? So let us, yeah.
Now we are simulating something extreme that
Yeah, this is
5 roles has
definitely.
You try something, more
Yeah.
reasonable, like
Yeah.
transferring 3 roles, so you have 2 and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
crash the one which is have the 2 and the schema master and the
But I want to
master.
transfer 5. I want to seize 5 roles, right? Because we go through the extreme exercise where all 5 needs to be transferred instead of transferring 2. So 5 roles is more trickier than transferring just 2 is easy task. 5 when you transfer, you're gonna get confused now. Because of the command we're gonna give, it's gonna be confusing. The more confusion we tackle here, the better we're gonna be in production environment, right?
But the commands are the same. You're just
Yeah, you just have to put the spell mistake, that kind of thing. But at that stress time, when everyone is, at your shoulder, at that time you can do this. That's going to be the main thing. It's good to do it that way as well. My third replica DC is somehow giving problem. Otherwise, I would have done that. But third one is giving problem now. So anyway, one more thing. So let's just crash that. But are we ready on the first one? We should be opening. Okay, we discovered that it's shut down, right? Let's do the steps now. Shut down. Shut down which one?
holding the roles.
Which server? Server 1 or server 2? Server 2 we are shutting down. In some cohort, they shut down server 1 and they say, where to see the roles?
Server 1 doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Except the global catalog and DNO.
So, oh no! Okay, it's shut down now. So, we lost it and you have to say oh no, right? Okay. Oh no! Oh no. Did you play that game? Anyway, so let's just go there and try to seize the role and seize the opportunity, not opportunity, the roles. And for that, we need to have these this document here. So while I'm searching, all the users are really at very nice mood, and they want it up and running at all cost. So while I'm still searching the document, so what if it is down? So there it is, all the roles. So I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna go down to the commands and quickly put those commands. There it is. So NTDS command, right? So this is the command that we need to run. I'm gonna send you that slide as well. So NTDS util, then activate instance NTDS, then roles. So we need to give all these commands while the boss is screaming at you as well, and 20 phone calls are also coming. So NTDS util, then activate instance NTDS. So I need to actually remember that now. NTDS util and activate. So I'm just going to the first server and want to activate the roles there, but I need to make sure that I am on the command prompt admin, although there's already open one there. So okay, cd / NTDS util, then activate NTDS instance NTDS. Hey, you know that? You just Googled it? Oh, it's good. You remembered that, right? Activate instance NTDS. If you Google that, that is better. I would not have to go back to. Okay, activate instance NTDS. Just making. Man, I wish I had 2 monitors here. Sure. So activate instance NTDS, roles, connections, and then connect to domain. So
what does this activate instant NTDS? Because I never used it.
So NTDS util is that command which has all the net, and everything to do with the domain controllers. And there will be another lab we are going to be doing that. Then instance of NTDS. So separate. You can work at one time in 2 or 3 instances of NTDS doing some other domain controller jobs, right? So this is just one instance independent where inside we are running some commands there, right? So it's like a shell. It's an independent shell. So roles, activate instance NTDS, roles, connections. I hope anybody remembers that. So activate instance NTDS, roles, connections, connect to domain, static domain dot local. Good, thank God. And then quit and enter. Now you have to start seizing the roles. So quit and enter, then seize. And I'm gonna show you. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That then you don't have to. So quit, enter. Now if you go question mark, and these commands will come. If you put question mark there, and there is a seize PDC, seize read master, seize schema master, and all seize infrastructure master and seize naming master. So if we go for SEIZE, the smallest one is PDC, enter. It says, are you sure you want to transfer to seize? Yes, press yes. Then it's going to give you a error, and you're going to say no. But that error would be actually that it's still transferring. So first, now it is trying to do the peacetime transfer. It's going to fail that, then it's going to seize that, right? So it's going to do these 2 things. So that's why there's a error that will show that transfer failed. So that doesn't mean that the seizure failed as well, right? Seize is just activating the roles on the current server. Other server is dead actually, right? Attempting to save transfer of PDC FSMO.
After seizing all 5 roles, you also have to do a
metadata cleaner. So you have to, okay, that server still has, so we talked about the metadata cleaner, metadata for Desi teacher, and metadata cleaner, right? You have to remove that metadata, right? So the name of the server 2 is across the forest everywhere, right? GC role holder it was, and then DNS role it had. So wherever, especially the K password, LDAP, so then metadata has to be cleaned, has to be. And again, I promised you last time that I'm gonna give that script, and let's Google that. Okay, yep.
About metadata cleanup,
Okay.
a script about metadata cleanup.
Yeah, there are actually
Because
more
you-
than one.
You don't need the script, you can use
All
it
right.
here to do it.
Huh?
It has metadata cleanup option and it has remove service.
But there are PowerShell scripts as well. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So okay, here it first gave error. Then if we go for that NetDome query FSMO, or it says that I transferred PDC, right? So the PDC line here just says server 1. All other red line says server 2, server 2, and server 2, right? Only one line says server 1 because one role has been transferred, right? So now I can just go for I think I have to put that help again, and SEIZE, C is read master, and then just wait for that. And so yes, the metadata cleanup, one thing. What is the second thing? You must have the replica DC to replicate this, and this means that you can leave these two domain controllers to replicate to each other. And in the morning, if they haven't replicated anything, just test, create an object on the two domain controllers and check again, right? If the replicate is going on. If not, then go for that connector and just replicate now. Try that as well. Try to make them talk to each other, right? Or restart first, then restart second, try to replicate. So they must replicate, then you have a normal environment. So we just have 1.5 hours more and we're done. It's like, oh, what?
He's already saying good luck.
Good luck. That's a good one. Really? You're leaving us?
Bye-bye.
What? Oh, okay. To that line. Okay. So, no, it's okay, man. It's okay. Timothy? Really? You're leaving? Okay, no, just kidding.
That's the stuff
Yeah, sure.
that the most important is
That was the most important lab, and you missed it now.
I will listen. The video is there.
Oh, okay. You're right.
going to stop the video.
Man, when they're entering, then we should say, oh, there is that error, and searching for highest read pool in domain.
Now it has changed.
Read is server 1 as well. Okay, we got rid of read. So now question mark SEIZE and schema master, second last. So schema master and schema master. Press yes. Oh, come on. I think I don't need to do a commentary for the next role, so that time I can give to my favorite samosas. But if it's necessary, I'm gonna keep on talking, right? You know, Arvinder at one. Oh, what happened? For the record of the video public, I'm eating samosa. Sorry. Huh? Okay. Okay. So it is still thinking. Wow. You guys are sticking here, man. Amazing. Although you're looking at the laptop, but anyway, you're sticking here, man.
We are as good as last score.
Last score was tough, man. But now you're getting tougher.
It's too late, actually. We have only 2
Yeah, last score started this extra hour like 5 classes ago. I mean, last 5 classes. We are starting at last 4, actually. This is, other than this, there are 3 more, right? Or 2 more?
3 more.
3 more.
Okay. Let's see.
Naming master. So naming master spelling is this. Okay. SEIZE naming. But we also, you know, the best part of today's late class, we got a sponsor for next week for samosas.
The best achievement.
Have to send it in that group.
Huh?
Cohort8 group.
Quad.
When is the next reminder?
Yeah. Oh man, really. The reminder has to be there.
There's no other branches to that sound factories?
No, right, one.
That's the only one.
One is like, I was doing very well, man. Thanks to. Oh man, I should not eat that late. So it has become biscuit. But still tasty. Oh, come on, man.
You can write down the next comment.
Which is quit. Because of the last one. Oh, net dome query.
Infrastructure.
Oh.
The infrastructure massive. You haven't seen.
You're counting that, man. That's good. Oh.
I'm not going to be a sponsor for next.
Oh, we still are looking for the next Saturday. Next Saturday. Sponsors.
You can have an election. This is democracy.
Democrat.
Who wants to be the next
Yeah. So infrastructure. So SIZE infrastructure. Oh,
Oh, master.
master as well. Master sensei. Hey panda. Oh, okay. No, I don't see Kung Fu Panda. Come on, it's for kids. I have 3 kids and they see it like million times, so I had to see that too.
They force you.
Yeah.
You cannot
Netflix Kung Fu Panda.
naming master through right?
You can try any one of those. Actually, Microsoft recommends go for C's role from command prompt. So that's what. Okay.
That is
From
GUI.
from 3.
And the thing is, the operation masters of the naming domain naming role is not showing the change option.
Okay.
It's showing the domain naming currently holding, but there
So
is
3 are done already successfully, which are domain level or. Oh, okay.
You see already.
Okay, that's good. Good to thank you for this. It's good that you checked. And attempting safe transfer of. Oh man, it's gonna still give an error. It did not reach the seizure. So right after this, the good news is coming for everyone.
That we are going to do metadata.
Really? Okay, that we're going to do.
That's only 20.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? What's the command for that?
Go quit, then metadata
Oh.
cleanup, then select target.
Oh, there you go. So quit. So 5 are done here. Server 1 is here. Server 1, server 1, server 1. Yeah, all 5 are done. So let's quit from here and quit again.
No. Here, metadata.
Okay, so there's a command like metadata cleanup here, right?
Yeah, that one.
There, metadata cleanup. So so how does it know that which metadata cleanup? Because we went through the
Go
process
inside,
already.
Do the permissions, select the server, domain.
That's good, man. Thank you. Metadata clean up. Right? Just enter.
Enter it. And now you have to select domain first.
Okay. NTDS. Oh, so there's a question mark here and
Select operation target connection. First with the connection. Yes.
select operation target, right?
Because you already connected.
Select
Operation target.
operation target.
This domain. Enter.
Enter
This domain.
list domains. Hey, you actually know that? I mean, like, you remember that? How many times did you do that?
2 or 3 times.
Oh, 2 or 3. Because it was so stressful, so you cannot forget it now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good, man. List domains.
Select domain.
Okay, so there's only one domain here, 0. So we can list it at 0.
But you have to write it down.
The whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's 0, right? The number is there. So 0, and you have to write it down as you said. So okay. So DC equals
No, I think
0 dash DC equal or DC equals. Okay, let's just do the.
No, it is just list. You have to write down, select domain, then write down.
Okay.
Just type down, select domain.
Select domain.
Now 0. Space and 0.
Hey.
Then you have to select sites, domains in sites, and server in domains. Then you can remove.
Are you sure we want to go this way? Okay. Anyway. Okay. Select. No, you're in command now. You're the pilot now. So. No, we can Google it and step by step as well. But how to do the meta? But if you're sure, is this?
This is the next one is sites.
So what is metadata cleanup anyway? Anyone knows that? So server 2, which is gone, you need to remove that name and its presence from across the forest wherever it is there. So anyone users which is connecting to those, that area or that server should not be connecting there, right? It's gone already, right?
Just go for list servers in list servers inside.
List servers
Space inside.
in space site.
Site.
Oh yeah, it's that one.
List sites, right?
Oh, you have to list sites.
List sites.
List sites. Select site.
And select site 0.
Yeah.
Select site 0.
Then list servers inside.
Hey, select site 0.
Enter.
Now type list servers inside.
List servers
Inside.
in site.
Enter.
Enter.
Select server 1.
It is 1. Select server.
Space 1.
Hey.
Then quit.
Okay.
Enter.
Where did it say that it did that?
Then said remove selected server.
Remove selected server. Server 2, server.
You already selected.
Hey, perfect, man.
Done. But the point is you have to remove it manually from DNS. I don't know why it doesn't remove it from DNS.
Okay.
Change the DNS, you can still see server 2.
No, there were some sites that were, offering that PowerShell script that does the whole thing in one go. But this is also good for, and it's recorded as well. Ravindrajit, you were seeing the document there?
Yeah.
So can you forward to the group as well?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
This one.
And thank you for this point, man. Way to go. I was always thinking that, okay, since it's a private lab, so I'm just gonna, PowerShell script is there, Google, good luck. But it's actually, we should do that, definitely. That's a good addition. Thank you. Okay, other than that, quit.
Yeah, quit.
So we still have to remove from the DNS. So we're gonna try to search that PowerShell where it does both. But this is also very good information. So after that,
Now open DNS manager.
oh okay. So we're doing it now as well. And yes, we should do, yeah.
Open DNS manager.
You have to remove it from your name.
Ajani Chandaman. Okay, I mean what I said was they're not gonna let me go today. So then it's all folders, man.
Right click on them. First of all, you have to remove
MSDSCS. Right click on the top one.
This one, every folder has. Okay, there is no server 1.
The one behind the forward look of the top one. Yeah, this one. Just right click properties.
Oh man,
But if your property is in name server,
there is server 2.
it has the
Right click properties. Right click properties. You have to remove the name servers.
properties.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Name server tab,
Name server tab. Remove or already removed. Already removed. Yeah. Server 02.
But there are still entries here.
Yeah, in the folder of GC, PDC, you can
Yeah,
see this.
they are all full of it, man. This is long one.
You have to go.
That's why see this. Server 2 is there. Server 2 is
Yeah,
there.
Remove all those.
All these right. Yeah, I had to do this actually a lot.
It takes some-
So 15 minutes and
No, it's okay. It's okay.
oh thank you.
Remove it.
It's tears of joy now. Okay, anyway, so that's good. So we can go this way, and SRV records all need to be removed. That's why we were going for trying to. If we all search and get a PowerShell script that does it all in one go, all it needs to know which server was there to remove, and it does it in a reliable PowerShell script. That would be so cool. Other than that, this server does not need to be started again. It has to be deleted. Third thing, there has to be a partner replica, extra replica DC that should be replicating with this second or this remaining DC. So that is it for this lab. So for next Saturday, either have one DC and 2 member servers new available, or if you took a snapshot of these, just go back to the snapshot, because all the other labs will also be messy. We're gonna do some small labs as well, and get ready for sitting 4 hours, like till this time, right? Next and next, right? So have your water bottles here and sleeping bags as well. No, just kidding. So
Thank you very much.
thank you for samosas.